Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Tim Vixay with my crippled friend, and we are in Chattanooga, Tennessee, over at one of my newest cripple friends' house. Her name is Laura Grace Beck, and
Yep.
we're also joined with her husband, Jacob Beck.
Yep.
God, that's such a mouthful. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Pretty good.
Which part's the mouthful? Just out of curiosity.
Just, I don't know, the memorization of everything.
You memorized it?
And you know
That's
what's really
good.
funny is your initials are LGB,
Yeah.
and then I'm T, and so it's like LGBT.
Oh, Jacob, why
and then
can't you
J,
have a
and then
Q?
J, and I don't know
Oh.
I don't know what a J is, so we're just gonna leave that one.
We can
We're
find
gonna
something.
leave that one alone. Let's not mess with the J's tonight, because the T's have been getting offended.
Oh my gosh. It's true.
What an intro. I've met or was introduced to you through, I want to say maybe YouTube. You were doing some YouTube videos
Huh.
because I was starting this podcast, and I was kind of scouting out the competition, I guess,
Oh,
or just seeing what other content was out there.
competition.
Not really. That was a joke.
Oh.
But
So
like,
we weren't competition,
Don't do
is what
that.
you're saying.
I was just looking at I was looking at what other people were doing, and like that's how I got introduced, like the Cripple Couch Talk. Even though I don't think they record
Never heard
anymore.
of it.
Oh, they're hilarious. They're these two Texas boys. They've been on my podcast before. I went out to their house in Houston when I had a long layover.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, I'm just gonna Uber out there. We're gonna do a podcast. It was cool. But yeah, it's Zach Rule and David Brent Kelly. Shout out to those dudes. But where was I going with that?
How you found Laura.
Shit.
Oh right, yeah. So I was looking at like
Totes.
YouTube videos. Thanks, Jacob.
Got it.
I was looking at YouTube videos, and I came across yours, and I ended up following you on Instagram, and it was really cool to see. I mean, because for one, you're at an honest quad, and like that's such a great handle for you. Because like what really stood out for me was like that you were like completely open about like the ups and downs about everything. Because I feel like Instagram, like it's so easy to like just be real fake on there.
Yep.
But
Even
like
for
when
me.
you like keep it real and
Yeah.
just like kind of honest with yourself, like so that's what really stood out. And like it's been awesome. It's been a pleasure to like meet you and like
You
have-
too, dude.
have me in your home.
You're
Wow.
always welcome. You're always welcome in our home. You are.
And welcome to the whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It's free for all.
I'm gonna have to limit myself to maybe one more glass and we'll call it good. But let's go ahead and just start with let's take it back. Where did you grow up?
I grew up. Oh, so I was born in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Lived in Baton Rouge for 4 years.
You don't have a Louisiana accent at all.
Oh, and then after that, I grew up in Arkansas. So it comes out every now and
That's a
then.
little more civilized, I guess, depending
What?
A
on
little
where.
more
Oh my
civilized.
god!
Depending on where.
I guess
I've been to some parts in northern Arkansas where I was like, I cannot stop my truck right now. Like we're
What?
gonna just have to keep going.
I guess I only
There's a
know it
lot
from,
of
like,
there's
one
a
of
lot
my
of there's a
family.
lot of flip flops and wife beaters.
Oh Lord, no!
Good
Yeah.
old country boys.
Yeah, this is like northeastern Arkansas.
Oh, I don't know Northeastern. I know
Yeah.
Northwest. My sister and her family.
I
lives
hear
there.
Little Rock's free, and there's actually a lot of bike trails in Arkansas.
It's a big city.
Yeah.
There is where her brother-in-law and sister live. It's like the new. They're trying to make it the new mountain bike mecca. Do you need a push?
Yeah. Nice little quad cough.
You're not lying. They have a lot of accessible trails.
Oh, do
I
they?
sound like I'm crying.
And Jacob, where did you grow up?
So I was born in Texas.
Yeah,
But-
what part of Texas?
Azle, so between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember much of that. We moved to Louisiana, Gonzales, just outside Baton Rouge when I was like 6.
Yeah.
And that's where I claim I'm from.
Okay. Did you guys like go to the same high school or anything? Are you guys in the same like age range?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
a few months different.
2 months.
Yeah. And then we met in college.
Oh, okay. What were you guys going to school for?
I went to school for family child studies. I actually wanted to start a nursing home. Am I not loud enough?
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna crank it up a little. Keep talking.
My throat is like, because I was just trying to cough, but I couldn't. So it's like,
Yeah.
I wanted to start a nursing home before my injury.
Oh wow.
That didn't work out, but it's okay.
You
I've-
have siblings?
Yeah, 2 older sisters and a little brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're
What
pretty.
about
cool.
you?
How much older?
One of them. Oh no!
I'm just
Shame them. I'm
asking for a
ashamed of
friend.
30. For a friend.
Who's the friend?
I'm just asking for a friend.
Oh my gosh. 38, 32.
32, you said?
Yeah.
All right. What's she
She's
up to?
married.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Meg. Sorry, Meg. You're missing out. You know what I'm saying?
How about you, Jacob?
Which one?
Siblings?
One sister. She's older.
Okay.
She's rad.
All right, on.
Steph's crazy.
And so, what were you guys going to school for?
She was family, child, consumer sciences. I bounced around and ended up getting 3 minors in math, philosophy, and religious studies.
Yeah. You guys remember how you met?
Yep.
Uh-oh, that sounds like a story.
It's it was in the airport on the way to China when we were involved with the church.
Yeah.
In
The Baton Rouge airport?
Yeah.
The New Orleans airport.
The
Oh.
New Orleans airport.
Yeah, you could fall in love in the New Orleans airport. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's
Sounds
charming. It's
yeah.
pretty charming.
We didn't
Good
fall in
jazz
love
playing in
though.
the back. Yeah.
I thought he was too serious.
It's clean. It's a clean airport compared to some of these other airports.
It's true. It's not
I haven't been to enough airports to know.
It's got a fun vibe.
It's not intensely
Yeah.
crowded.
No, not
It's
at all.
pretty small.
Especially for New Orleans, like, because you're just so. I guess maybe it's like an effect where you're like on Bourbon Street, so it's all crowded,
Lord.
and then you go to like
Tourist trap.
you go to like an airport. I was there a week after Mardi Gras, and it was actually kind of fun.
A week after, that's a good time to
Yeah.
go.
But it was like
It's cleared out and dirty.
I was-
Dirty as hell.
I was in this 1 year period where I was trying not to drink any alcohol for a year,
Yeah.
so I didn't drink at all.
Oh, so
Impressive.
you were just straight sober for all? Were all your friends?
I was just with my parents and my friend Nicole.
Oh,
Yeah.
so y'all was like a family trip.
Yeah, it was actually for my dad's birthday.
Did y'all make it over to Frenchman Street?
I don't know, maybe. There was like a street fair that was really cool that was like happening. Not like a fair, but like just bands playing. It was kind of like a market.
That's like everywhere. That's like New
Yeah.
Orleans.
Yeah,
The
it's
beauty of
cool.
New Orleans.
Yeah, it's actually, if I had to choose, it's probably my top #1 favorite city in the U.S. for sure. For sure in the
Out of
U.S.
all of them,
It's just so unique.
it's true. The art, the music,
Yeah,
everything
culture.
about it's pretty cool.
Nothing else compares. And there's the World War II museum there.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
been?
huge.
Never been.
Yeah.
I
Are
don't
you
think
a
I-
history nerd?
No, but everything you keep talking about makes me want to be. I want to know things.
The World War II museum is so dope. Did you do the movie with the Tom Hanks?
I don't think so.
Oh, you got to go back and
I
do
know.
it.
I think the last time I went was before they did the like newest renovations. So it was a while
man.
ago.
Yeah.
And now it's I think like doubled in size or
Oh,
it's
wow.
much better than
Where
it
is
used to be.
it?
It's I think near
It's
the warehouse
downtown
district.
New Orleans.
Downtown?
Yeah.
You've driven by it plenty
Wait.
of times.
It's near the.
I did go with my
I
Uncle
want
Mike.
to say
Probably.
it's kind of near the Harrah's. Like
I mean,
ish.
Kinda everything's close down there.
Is it what? It's on Magazine
No, it's
Canal.
I don't know what it's on,
Calling
but
them all out.
I'm pretty sure it's more. It's kind of
Magazine
closer
was
to
a
the
dumb
warehouse
one.
district, if I'm not mistaken.
The warehouse district.
So like a little bit further away from most of the like touristy French
It's so cool though. Yeah, I was
cool.
there with my brother, and I want to say we were probably there for 6 hours, I would say.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a huge museum nut. Like my favorite. I want to go. I want to live. I want to like get an Airbnb in DC for like 2 months.
Just do
museum.
museum.
Just do museums. Like
I love Washington D.C.
Spend like a week in one museum.
I think
Like really like.
Just one. Will you like take notes?
Not like take notes, but just learn shit and like talk to like the curators and like directors and be like, because they always know more like shit than like you can read the thing and do the stupid. The audio tours I've been getting.
Yeah.
You look so stupid wearing headphones.
Run around looking at
There's
a sign.
got to be a better way to do it. There's got to be a better way to do it. But
Holograms.
I don't know.
That is a good idea.
It could be
idea.
It could be
Yeah.
period specific, so like the person talking to you is like from then.
Or like virtual reality goggles.
Whoa.
So that comes to life. You
Yeah.
take them off and see the exhibit and then put them on.
Yeah,
and it, like, pops out
like,
at you.
Yeah, if you're looking at like a Genghis Khan artifact, like you put on the.
Have you done
VR
really intense
goggles.
virtual reality before?
I have an Oculus Go that I love.
Have you ever like shit, I lost my train of thought. But I was thinking someone was trying to get me to do it while I was on the Locomat.
Yeah, so Mir VR, I think, is the name of them. They're a company.
Oh, Locomat.
Yeah, it's like a Locomat, but the
it's
idea
a
is
mirror-
you
no,
do
mirror-
it.
mirror VR.
You do the VR.
Is it realistic or is it cartoony?
It's
It was-
cartoony.
they had some like realistic
Like
stuff.
Simpsons
realistic?
cartoony?
Like pixelated cart. No.
They had some real video stuff they did,
Or like
which is pretty
Mine-
cool.
They did do, like, real-
Minecraft.
No.
There's like some
It was
games.
different.
There's
Some of
games
it
that were
was, like-
cartoony, but then like whenever you were
I
walking,
think it'd be awesome if it was like Simpsons.
it'd be really funny.
It'd be dope.
It's like the FES bike where it's that weird
Get on the-
cartoon of you riding the bike around.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a really good idea.
They did have. I remember during my initial therapy, the Wii was just coming out, and like we would
Yeah.
play like tennis and stuff. This was like 2008. I got hurt in 2008. Like the Wii
Yeah.
had just come out, and like all the PTs and all of them, they were like, "This is the greatest thing ever! Like these Crips can game."
Oh my god.
And so many words, but
In so many words.
but I do remember they hooked up a GameCube to a like hand crank, and it like you could steer it, and it was hooked up to like a racing game,
That's cool.
and like to throttle you would.
Are you serious?
But what was really
I would do that all the
the cool
time.
workout is like if you're on a racetrack,
Yeah.
right, you're not gonna want to go full out all the time. Like you're gonna want
That's
to
true.
like slow
So
down.
you'd lose all the time?
Well, you're gonna want to slow down and then crank and like the change of speed
Have you played
Was-
Mario Party on Sorry, that
on Switch.
I just
Squirrel.
totally cut you off from your telling
No,
your
I
story.
was just saying just the change of speed is it gets your heart rate up.
Yeah, it's like,
Cause like you can like I just did that marathon like on
Oh.
Sunday, and it's just like
Wait, you
you're
did
just
a full marathon?
you're just doing one. Yeah.
You have a racer?
No, I did it in my rugby chair.
I'm gonna do it in my chair with the freewheel.
A full marathon
What's my goal?
in your everyday.
Yeah,
You're a beast.
but with my freewheel. I go pushing
Yeah,
like 4
yeah,
miles a day.
yeah,
I'm
no,
slow as fuck.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Use your free will.
Ye-
yeah,
Because I was thinking about doing that. Because so I did that was my second marathon in a rugby chair, and I've done 2 halves. But I was thinking about trying a 5K in my everyday chair. But I didn't. I forgot
I'll do it with you.
I forgot I had a free wheel.
Oh.
You could do a half marathon.
Yeah, I know. That's my goal for this year.
Let's do
Kara
the-
said she was going to do it.
Weren't you supposed to do the Vegas half with us?
No.
Did you hear about this?
No. Is Kara doing it?
She did it with me.
Oh,
This
yeah, I
past
saw
year.
that. No, and she didn't even train.
Yeah,
That-
either did I. The Mario Kart theme and everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Didn't even train.
let's do it.
What's yeah, the way
Let's do it. No big deal.
I'm one of those guys where if I've already done something, I know mentally that I can do it.
So it's just
So
Done.
I'm just gonna go do it. You know?
I would love to do that, but my shoulders effed up from
You
just like 3 miles.
You got to
Oh my
work up to
God.
it. Yeah, you got to work up to it.
How did you?
I've been playing.
Well, that's kinda
I've been
like
playing
running.
rugby.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I got into it maybe 9 months after my injury.
Yeah.
And I've been just playing it. I mean, pretty much around the year, like year round.
It's good. It's good exercise.
It is, yeah. I'm starting to like kind of focus on other things, so I'm looking into like hand cycling and stuff now.
It's a lot easier. I feel like.
especially when you can do like
Oh.
the e assist.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, e assist with the hills. Like, I'm actually signing up.
So like electronic assist. So it has a little motor in it that whenever it's going uphill.
Oh.
Yeah, and well, you can just set it to help when you're going, and like if you're going uphill, you can just set how much assist you really want, and then it'll help you. But if you set it all the way up, it
Goes on its own.
Yeah, you pedal, but it's. Have you ever used like power assist wheels?
I don't think I've even tried them, but I did have the.
I was
Drive.
in one of those for a while.
Wait, did I call my smart drive, not my freewheel?
No, you said freewheel earlier, but you did have a smart drive.
I have a smart drive, but it.
Oh yeah,
Does
I have
the-
a smart
I-
drive too, but I
I don't like them.
Either do I.
Why not?
You go first.
Okay, well, I don't like it because I run into everything, and like I can't. So listen.
Has
That's
it
the
ever
first thing.
tipped you out? Or nearly?
I've flown out because of it.
Has it ever nearly killed you or anything?
No, God no.
I knew a guy who got thrown into a dumpster because his freewheel was going haywire and he couldn't get it to stop.
Smart drive.
And he's
so-
sitting here trying to tap his wheel and trying to get it to stop.
Yes,
and
that's the problem. Those watches are finicky,
Yeah.
man. We had one explode in our car
yeah.
for
We've
no
had
reason.
He
Two
had
watches died.
turned it. You know how you tap twice to turn it on.
Yeah.
And then once to set the speed.
Yes.
He was
And
trying
then-
to set the speed, but it just kept going and going, and he was just trying to get up like a small little ramp, and he got up the ramp, but then
kept going.
he just kept going, and he's going. It's flat for a while, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's having to go down curb cuts and up curb cuts while this thing's just trying
You
to go.
find a grass
it's,
pit. You're like,
it's
okay,
going
all
into
right.
warp speed.
Oh
At
my
that point,
gosh.
like it might as well just be warp speed, and yeah, he ended up running into like a dumpster, and it dumped him out, and then the chair ran away. It said, "Fuck you, boss, I'm gone."
Did he have his phone or something?
It was a runaway
What the
wheelchair.
fuck did he?
He's like, "I'm out."
That had to be a sight to see. I
Yeah.
hope it's recorded somewhere.
It was a fucking. I mean, it's like a transformer, you know. You fucking. You put that.
Thanks for taking care of me all these years.
You put that robot arm on your fucking chair, and it's
Scary,
It's
man.
got a mind of its own.
Please tell me you had it like souped up too. Like the first thing we did with hers was like turn the acceleration to like 95% and
Oh wow.
max the speed out.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew a guy that almost decapitated himself because he was working at his desk and accidentally turned it on, and it was going forward into his desk, and he's getting just sliced in half by a desk.
Wait, this is a
That's
for real story?
terrible.
I
Well,
swear to God,
but-
this is a true story.
I don't. That's so sad.
Smart drives, man. I'm
How
telling you.
How did they manage that lawsuit?
I think
You're
everyone-
laughing because it's not
Does
true,
everyone
aren't
sign?
you?
Does
I think there's probably a waiver.
everybody signs a waiver? I think.
If this kills you, you don't have any like say in the matter.
I think
like,
so.
Sorry, but
Yeah.
you
You ever-
trusted us.
Yeah, you have to check the terms and conditions. It's hidden in the terms and conditions.
Oh my god.
Did you ever read those?
Operate at your
No,
own
I
risk.
don't read them.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Yeah, they're all
Wait.
terrifying.
Oh, I bet. There should be like a subreddit about or like an Ask Reddit, like terrifying things you've
Or at the
seen
top
in
of
the terms and conditions.
at the top of every terms and condition, there should be like a layman's term, like
Yeah. Because it really wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if like Apple owns the rights to like everyone's organs. Like
What?
if you're like an iPhone user, like Apple owns your organs, and like
I can't.
the one is Google own because they got a little bit wider range there, more tentacles.
Google.
Tentacles?
Google, I think, just owns your like identity. Like,
They hear us right now.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
it's
also because
listening.
we're
Yeah. No, I'm waiting for like my advertisements to change to like whatever we were just talking about. Like
Smart drives in Chattanooga.
yeah, watch. I'm gonna get
So
like
scary.
it's gonna be weird.
I hate it.
Well, what's really weird is like the glass that you're drinking out of with Mount Everest in it. I've seen that ad on my Instagram. I was like, those are kind of cool, but they don't have Mount Hood, which is the big mountain outside of Portland.
Right.
That's where I learned how to like ski and snowboard.
What's it called?
There'll be one within a week
Mount
now.
Hood.
Have you skied since your injury? I am like,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm a real squirrel. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it well.
No, yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah. I went to the Winter Sports Clinic. It's put on by the Disabled American Veterans. We went out to Snowmass Village, which is just right outside Aspen, or
That's wicked cool.
inside of Aspen, around Aspen area. But yeah, it was cool.
Did you do it on your own, or did you have like someone pushing you?
I had help, but the guy said like for a couple seconds there, like I let you off the leash and you were just you.
Off the leash.
But yeah, what sucks was you just get cold. Like I had a snowpack on my boot and I didn't realize it, and my big toe was blue.
What?
And then, like when you get cold, like, and then when you go lay down, like, do you get colder sometimes because the blood
I'm
from your
always
legs?
cold, man.
Okay, so
I just like I'm chronic cold.
yeah, when I went down to Disney World, it was like 40 degrees, and when the sun went down, it was really cold.
Yep.
And all I had on were a pair of Levi's, and I didn't even have. I was wearing like my Sanooks, which are like almost like sandals.
And just a hoodie.
I had a hoodie, and I ended up buying a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt to put underneath the hoodie.
Cute.
But my dumb ass didn't realize that I have a Columbia jacket stuffed underneath my back seat for those purposes.
Man.
Yeah.
I
I have
bring
a
this jacket in the
tool
summer.
kit and a first aid kit and like a jacket and
Yep.
a beanie, gloves, all for that reason, and I totally biffed it.
It's because you had too many beers around the world.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even drinking. I was just high on life because I went on the. Have you heard about that Avatar ride?
Yes, but I haven't like looked into it, but I heard that they did.
You could 100% do it with ease, with help from Jacob getting you on the thing.
I could do. Oh.
But it's so cool. It's one of the coolest rides I've ever. It's like you put on like 3D glasses, and it's like a simulation where you're riding one of those banshees, like those flying
Yeah.
dragon things. But it's dope because it's like it's flying all over Avatar World, Pandora, and
Can we just call it Avatar World from here on out?
that should be the next theme park. Well, okay, and also this ride is in Pandora, so they created.
Right.
Oh
Like scene.
fuck! I wish I had. I got pictures up on my Instagram. You guys can look it up later. But they created like the Pandora world, like the jungle and everything. Man, it's so cool.
So did you skip Disney to go to Harry Potter World?
So you like?
I didn't go to Harry Potter World. I'm not that big of a nerd.
Oh.
Whoa.
We already
Sorry.
talked about
Sorry,
Harry Potter,
I'm
and he only read
We're already
the first
dropping
four
N
books.
bombs.
And
My
he-
bad.
No,
My bad.
no. He used to slap Harry Potter books out of his friends' hands. He was a bully in high school. I mean, middle school. I mean, grade school. I went down through.
I didn't actually.
Your whole
I
life.
didn't actually do that. It was
Okay,
just a
but-
joke.
Yeah, like Harry Potter.
I wasn't really a bully in high school.
No, just to Harry Potter fans.
No, I just never got into it. I've never seen the movie either.
It's okay if you knocked a
I
book
think
out.
I
Like,
got-
if you
I
did it
got-
to me, I'd be like, oh, okay.
I got like 5 minutes into the first Harry Potter when it first came out on VHS, and we went to go rent it at Blockbuster, and it was my buddy's sister, and we ended up watching it together, but we ended up like making out. But it was weird because it was like my buddy's sister, but yeah, I got 5 minutes into Harry Potter. That's where I was going with that.
Well, I'm sure you had a great time otherwise.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and that was when I was just like, I'm too old for Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I just want to meet chicks.
Oh my gosh.
I got no time for movies.
I wasn't allowed to date till I was 18.
Oh yeah. Would you say you? I mean, growing up in the South, like, did you grow up in a traditional religious
Yes.
Southern Baptist?
Yep.
Yeah.
She did.
Hardcore.
I when I lived
Yeah, he
when
did.
I lived in Birmingham, I regret not going to church with one of my black friends. That's like on my bucket list. I want to go to a black church.
Why?
I think it's a cool experience. I love the energy of like the singing and the clapping and everyone's just into it, you know. And I'm not even like really a religious person at all.
Are what you are.
And I was never, I mean, like I guess I grew up Buddhist, but I never studied it or anything. Like I don't know. I never really put any thought into like the afterlife and stuff and like what do I think happens? I don't freaking know. But
Yeah, that's what I say now. And I think I really like that. Like,
yeah.
can you truly know? I don't know.
I forget where I heard this quote, but it was like no matter how you feel about religion, just live life like there is a God.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh, that really like hits the nail on the head. Like, because if you really think about it, like most religions boil everything down. It's just like, just be a good person. And
Yep.
Don't be a dick. Like that's every religion ever.
Yep.
So I mean that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Did you what'd you do after college?
We came here.
Yep. We came here.
We
I'm
literally.
still before the accident, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm like trying to like piece together the timeline.
She graduated before me, and then we finished out in Baton Rouge till I graduated, and then literally like a few months later we moved here with no jobs, not much money, and literally was
We like spent almost all of our money on that one
Why Chattanooga?
because of the like hiking and the outdoors and nature.
Oh yeah.
We just wanted to hike every day,
and we did. We
We
moved
did.
here, and
even after
with
work.
no jobs, we
Yeah.
literally would just for like the first month hiked every single day.
Oh man, it must have been beautiful.
It was, and we got to go like during the day, so nobody was out there,
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
And like in the summertime, like it's a little bit cooler in Chattanooga, right?
Especially when you go to
Compared
mountains.
to-
It's like
Compared to like Nashville or like Birmingham.
Compared to there, I mean, it was better
or
than
like Atlanta.
it's better than Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Baton
but when
Rouge,
you get up
Houston,
into the
yeah.
mountains, it definitely drops like 15 degrees.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when you're
Yeah.
hiking, like
Yeah.
it's actually
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Miss it.
I regret when I lived in Birmingham, I was just so focused on rugby that I didn't take advantage of the situation where, like, Birmingham's interesting because within an 8-mile or 8-hour driving radius, you can get to a lot of cool places.
You can.
And that's like when I started really kind of exploring the South and going to like New Orleans and you know I briefly went to Nashville, which I regret. I should have gone to Nashville way earlier.
Oh yeah.
Especially because like you know I'm like kind of a country nerd.
Yeah.
But
okay.
like yeah, I should have gone to like Chattanooga. I still wish I could go to Savannah. I just went to St. Augustine on my Florida trip, and that was really cool. Oldest city in the USA.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 15 something. It was an old Spanish city.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Spanish like fort that they held off like the Brits until yeah. Florida's got a really interesting history because they have flown like 5 different flags over because they had like the old colonial Spain.
Yeah.
I want to say we went to British, maybe back to Spain, and then U.S. And I might be missing someone.
So it was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But
all
they-
marsh, so it's hard to.
But yeah, they've been around a while. Yeah, it was really cool. Like,
I should have listened in history more.
oh, I just, I mean, I get into it like when I travel, and then we go to, we just go and do cool things. And
Yeah, you go to museums, and I need to start doing that.
museums are awesome because they're fairly accessible most of the time. You might have to deal with a ramp
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like most of the exhibits and everything, and like you know, you to go and do the audio tour, and you can do it at your own pace because you usually just plug in the number, like, oh, number 78. You plug
Right.
in 78 and listen to what Theodore Roosevelt did during the Spanish-American War or whatever. You know,
You just made me want to go to the Body Museum in Atlanta.
have you been?
No. We should go tomorrow.
Have you been to the aquarium?
In Atlanta?
Yes.
Did you get
Yeah.
to swim with the whale sharks?
Yeah.
You got to swim and scuba or no?
Well, no,
stopped
it
the
was like
scuba
it
by
was
that
like
point.
Just the
snorkeling.
snorkel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to snorkel and do the
The scuba.
scuba. But I will say
Is it because
this.
you were trained for Oh. Shit, bro. It's only
Possibly.
on the wire.
Are we good?
I'm good. Here, I'm gonna put my
Quad problems. Hold up, you're gonna spill mine now.
I just did that. That cup turned upside down. I was way too confident. Hey, no, please take this out of it. Just
I don't
kidding.
know, I might leave it in.
You might leave it
Depends how
in.
quickly Jacob
Quad pause. I'm so
cleans it.
sorry. I was so confident with that. You sure you don't want to put that underneath the computer? Look at there's a little bit left right there.
I ruined my last laptop spilling a drink on it. It was
You're trying to make me feel better.
It was
Hey, wait, Jacob, we should get like a little towel for
Crown
the. Oh,
and Sprite.
get a towel.
Those
like
wires aren't doing
like
anything.
a towel. I know, but still.
We can unplug it. Just
Oh
take the wire
my
out.
gosh.
You can just unplug it. Just take that
What
wire
is it?
out. Just watch the power cord. Sorry guys, we're going through some technical
no.
difficulties. We had a quad problem. Laura's abusing the alcohol.
No, that's my 1.5. I'm cut off.
Did you? How many drinks have you had?
Literally one, and then Jacob did half of
Would
a
you
glass
like
of
another?
wine. No, you don't. No. I'm doing great.
So where were we? Moving to Chattanooga.
Yeah,
So what year was this?
2015. 2014. August 2014.
Yeah. Were you working at the time?
In insurance. Well, so I was a nanny
Hold up. I don't know why I'm not hearing
before
you.
I moved from Baton Rouge. I've got it
Can
pressed.
you hear
real
yourself?
low. Yeah. I broke the wires. I spilled the wine on it and broke the wires.
I don't think you did. I think we're still good.
Okay. But it's not going up and down? Like it's not showing my
No, it
voice?
is. It is. I just can't hear you in the headphones.
I
Maybe
can hear
I can.
you.
I just can't tell.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can barely hear you. What's going on?
Hello?
Hold up. Here, you could take that.
Take that. I just
Test.
spilled.
Did spill.
All right, I think we're good. Maybe my ears are just plugged up.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
No. Maybe.
Yes. No.
Everything's good with you guys on your end.
Yeah.
All right.
Did your
That-
headphones?
That cable's plugged in all the way.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. We'll roll with it.
coolio.
Whatever happens, happens.
You're gonna get like 10 minutes of good audio, and then it's just gonna blank out.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be
either
you
way,
talking.
I got a backup recording too, and that's like worst case scenario, but whatever. I'm still like a hobbyist at this.
It's okay. You're doing great. I
So
wouldn't be
you
doing this.
guys, you're in Chattanooga. Where were you working?
Unum.
What's that?
It's an insurance company.
Ugh.
Whoa.
They specialize in like more like disability insurance type stuff,
Oh,
which is we still have it. So she's still getting
yeah.
disability from them. So in that sense, they've been great.
So
But-
you've been like kind of involved with the disabled community even before your accident.
Yeah. I mean, I guess sorta, dude. It was not it wasn't glamorous as medical records. But I was really doing what I wanted when I worked at Ames Center. It's a place here. You're actually staying at the hotel right next door.
I'm staying here. I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
that's right. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we talked
I
about
mean,
that.
if
The
that's
hotel
still
you were
our-
looking at? No.
That's still all right.
You gotta go to the hotel now.
You gotta go. Sorry.
All right, I better
After-
sober up.
After another glass of whiskey, you can go.
What?
You're not allowed to leave. Just kidding. But you know.
But
Yeah, Ames Center is a place where they take people with mental health stuff going on, and they're trying to get them involved back in the community. So I had like a caseload of like 30 or 40 people, and I would work on like their goals and getting them involved
oh wow.
so that they weren't like isolating and get them out of like psych wards and stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I left for many personal reasons, but
You had to.
if I had it my way, I would still be there.
Yeah.
Like it, with all things.
And what were you doing, Jacob?
I worked at Unum also. I hated it. I was in FMLA, so I handled claims for out of work stuff.
Oh wow.
And it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was just boring. I hated it. I wasn't challenged. I had an old Android phone and I had the Pokemon. I had a Game Boy emulator and I'd play Pokemon on it while I was working. Or I would sit there.
Like old school Pokemon, like Pokemon Red?
Yes.
Right.
And then either that or I'd sit there and do towards the end of it, I started teaching myself to code while I was working, which that gives you an idea of how mundane it was. I could do that while doing my job.
That's such a useful skill, I feel like, because they're starting to teach kids how to code.
We should.
In school, which, I mean, it makes sense. It just,
yeah.
I feel like if I were to go back to high school, I probably would flunk out. And I was an A student. I think I graduated. I ended up going on a senior slide, but I think I ended up being with a 3.24, something like that.
Yeah.
High school.
If you don't count senior year, I was a 3.87 or something.
Which I mean, it's different too because kids today grow up with a phone in their hands.
Yeah.
So it's kind of natural for them to transition to that earlier.
Yeah. I remember using Wikipedia for everything and thinking I was the shit. And then they were like, yeah, you can't use Wikipedia no more because you need sources. Anymore. But then I was like, guess what, motherfuckers? All the sources for Wikipedia is on the bottom of the page.
Just about to say that.
So it's just
that's playing the game. He was like, oh, I got a one up.
I was definitely a con man in high school. If I could cheat the system and fuck the man, I was doing it. So I found different ways. I found different ways to cheat on tests and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that once.
I had a system for Spanish where I'd make cheat sheets and I would hide it in my belt buckle.
Oh, that's a good place.
I remember one time, a couple times I remember taking the test because we were running on block schedule, so you would have A, B, and sometimes I'd have a friend who would take a Spanish test.
And you'd get them
tables
on it.
He would snag a copy, and then I would pay my buddy Pablo or Martin $5 to fill out the answers, and then I would turn it in. Yeah, I had all sorts of. There was one time the teacher left. Dude, the math teacher left the fucking master key just laying out, so I took my TI 83 or whatever that calculator is.
Wrote all the answers in it.
I put the answers down, and so I'm taking the test, and I'm just looking at my watch, timing. Every 30 seconds, I fill out a bubble.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm not, just blasting through this test.
Right, finish it in a minute.
Yeah, everything was Scantron.
You were sneaky.
Oh, I was a con man.
That would be scary to be in there and be like, oh, my gosh, the teacher's going to come in. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no, I don't know if he must have had a big lunch or something. He was in the
big
restroom.
lunch.
And, he just left the master key
lounge.
laying out. And, my friend found it. My buddy Jared was just like, dude, the master key's right here. I was like, slide that bitch over
Oh,
here.
slide that bitch. No.
Send that my way.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I was a smart kid. I was never interested in school. There was other things I just wanted to go work and just see the world.
What work?
I ended up out of high school. I got this kind of internship apprenticeship program with Caterpillar where they would pretty much pay for me to go to their Caterpillar specific classes.
Caterpillar.
Heavy machinery.
Oh, okay.
And you wanted to be an operator.
An operator would have been a cool job. Yeah. Yeah, those guys are so skilled. And now the things with they have cameras in the buckets and everything's all done electronically. You can dig precise measurements. I only want to dig a meter below the surface.
Right.
You can plug all that in on a calculator, and it fucking hits limits for you and shit, dude. It's insane the shit they do now.
Shit. In a few more years, there'll just be, some guy sitting on the side with the iPad, hitting the buttons. And
that's combine drivers now. Pretty much are just in there playing with fucking Xbox Switch or
might as well, right?
dick in the hand.
Combine drivers?
Call them, yeah. So farmers, people like that.
Like the big farm equipment.
Oh,
yeah,
it just does itself. Yeah.
You just set the GPS because it's more accurate
Yeah.
and more efficient, and
It goes straight.
The farmer saves money no longer. Yeah,
You don't
So they're
have
just like playing games in there?
it does whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
He could write a country song and get out of that life if
Oh
he
my
wanted to.
gosh.
Many men have.
You would be
How'd you
supporting him,
get famous?
probably, maybe.
I wrote songs in my combine.
Yeah.
No.
I was just sitting in this combine and I was thinking about my baby and my pickup truck
Baby.
and just getting some beer after this and throwing it back with the boys.
That natty light,
And
you know.
It's
Yeah.
like 90% of all country songs
yeah,
you sit right there.
the stars were out that night.
That shit, that's for real, though.
Crickets
If you
were
could be in a
going.
Columbine at night,
Combine.
Columbine? What's a Columbine?
Columbine's
Columbine
school,
was a
the
town.
mass shooting.
My bad. It's okay. I'm just with real two smart dudes right now. I'm having to, like, you know,
We're just trivial, like we're
step
just.
on my game. I'm so bad at trivia.
I don't know. I'm always just like, I've always been fascinated with like the human experience, because like there's like 7 billion plus people on this earth, but like everyone has like a different story.
You make me want to do things.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Well, that's
Working
like
on it.
I don't know. That's why I like doing this podcast, like just talking with people, because like I'll use Carlos as an example. I've known Carlos since 2000. We figured it out on the podcast. 2011. But I didn't really know much about his like Paralympic career and stuff. So it was really cool to like sit down with them and talk about that, because I I was actually just genuinely curious, because his experience as like a quad versus mine is completely different. Like
Yeah.
ours are completely different.
World's different.
I don't know. It's just cool to just meet other people. That's like one of my favorite things about traveling.
Dude, you gotta go back and talk to Talbot. I want to know Talbot's story. I just need to
yeah.
like, hey, Talbot, let's get a coffee.
Him and I were on
Tell me
Team
your
US
story.
together.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we
Rugby,
actu-
you were U.S.?
Oh yeah,
You were
yeah.
in Paralympics.
No, I was on the 2017 team.
So do you know James?
James
Sure you know
Adams.
Squad amputee? Yeah.
James
Oh,
Adams,
yeah.
yeah. Predator?
Boss.
And
He's
that's
amazing.
not like a sexual predator. That's like he's like the predator from
Oh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I didn't think
The
that.
hair,
I know.
yeah.
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 He's a beast.
He's down now. So now he's down playing with Tampa. With
Oh, he's in Tampa?
yeah. Well, like they got rid of the mile radius rule, so you can just go. There's all these super teams in rugby now. Like the top 12 teams are all fucking stacked with just
all
the
their
all the top level guys.
all their imports.
Not even imports, but like all the U.S. guys are just
going.
shuffling around, and so there's all these super teams.
But, dude, the people that they do import on the teams, like
Yeah.
when I played 2 years ago in the tournament, they had one dude that was like, he counted as a 5, but he had like
like
he
a
was
3,
missing
5?
a pinky. What was it, Jacob? He was like missing a pinky.
Japanese guy
Yes, I think
Brown
Yeah.
guy
when
who
you
like sits up really tall.
Yes.
Yeah, I've actually played against him in Japan and
You're
actually
better than
in
him?
Birmingham.
Please say yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
He was like in the basketball chair,
Fuck
basically.
it
Though
up.
it was like, what
Yeah.
is this?
and he goes over all the time, and he can put himself over, and it's actually like an advantage sometimes
Yes.
because like it's a foul.
And he
which,
like uses
like,
his
it
body.
Could be, oh bullshit. Yeah.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They so the year that I was on Team US, it was nothing glorious like the Paralympics or the World Championships, but we had Quad Nations in Birmingham. So we had Canada came out. Oh, Tri Nations. Canada came out and Japan came out, and that was my first tournament with Team US. So first time wearing, my game jersey and everything.
right.
And it was like something that I've been working towards
Your mic just
since.
went off for some reason.
What's that?
Your mic just went off for some reason.
Did it?
You were like cutting in and
I'm
out.
still recording.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was like a thing I've been working towards. I mean, I started playing in 2009, and I kind of was at a high level early on because the team I was playing for was like a Division 1 runner-up like 4 years consecutively. So we were always a top level team. So I got thrown into the mix real early, and people said that I had a lot of potential, and I got invited to like the developmental team tryouts, and got cut. And I think part of the reason was because I actually had my mom come out with me because I wasn't independent yet.
Oh.
And that was kind of like a no-no. And
Why?
because they just want the athletes to be able to like not need that, you know.
That's ableist as fuck.
What's that?
I said that's ableist as fuck.
A little bit, but they're like kind of like more pushing you towards like independence.
Like using your body all the time.
Well, it's just like we just want the kind of mentality of athletes that like have their independence. I really don't know the reason,
Huh.
but yeah, it's kind of like an unspoken rule where they don't want you to have your personal care attendance.
That's weird.
I don't know. I could be completely off and get the wrong vibe, but that's the kind of.
I mean, hey, if you felt it, then.
But yeah, so Japan actually beat us in that final, and so we ended up with second place, which kind of stung.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we lost a single game in that tournament until the final, and
That
then
sucks.
we had a chance later that year, just a couple months later, to go to Japan and play them in Australia. And at the time, Australia was ranked number 1, Japan was 2, and the U.S. was 3. So it was
You went to
top.
Australia?
What's that?
You went to Australia to play?
I've been to Australia for fun,
Oh.
but Australia, we went to Japan. We went to Chiba,
Oh.
which is just outside Tokyo, and we ended up sweeping that tournament. And no, we lost to Australia once on a last-second goal. Australia has the like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James rolled into one, like Superman All-Star. Like they have like the Hulk, like from the Avengers. Like they have like the equivalent of like the Hulk.
I feel like that'd be crazy.
He's like
to see.
the best. He's the best player in the world, like hands down. His name's Riley Bat.
I'll look him
Yeah,
up later.
he's an absolute monster on the court.
Riley Bat. Okay. Very interested.
Yeah, my first 2 years, he was in the USQRA, and I remember watching our team, thinking, "Hey, we're pretty good." And then when San Diego was the one that imported him, they rolled into town, and I saw Riley for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, there's levels to this game."
Yeah. Well, it's like how. Whenever I watch James play, that's kind of how I always feel like it is. Like,
What's his? What is his?
Riley would embarrass James.
That's what it sounds like. That's why I'm thinking like he must be ridiculous because you're talking about it and.
Yeah, you could. There's some YouTube videos of like Riley Bat big hits.
How is he a quad?
He was born with some weird birth defect, and he's got like
So he's
crab.
like
He's got like crab hands.
he's like a 4 probably or something.
He's a 3.5. 3.5's the highest.
Okay.
Oh, it is. I
Yeah.
said 5 earlier.
Yeah, shows how much you know.
Hey. You know what? I just went to play. I was like, sorry guys, I'm gonna do my best.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty
I guess
much.
we might as well just kind of skip forward. But could you just I don't know. Would you mind sharing like the story of your injury? Because
Yeah,
I
no.
actually personally don't know. If I had to guess, though, it was a hot air balloon accident.
Oh, get out of here. Was it just because you weren't wanting to say car accident? Oh, that's what happened. But it was only
No,
one.
that
It
was
one
not
car.
even in my top 4.
Really?
What was the top 4?
Wait, so what did you really think? Something badass? Please say something.
Swimming has to be number 1.
Number
right?
1 was I thought it was a hot air
No,
balloon
you
accident.
didn't.
Cliff diving accident,
No.
zip
I
line
heard car
accident,
accident.
zip
Huh.
line accident.
No, but no. But I've done 2 of those things post accident.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me about those.
Skydiving.
Because I've never done it.
Skydiving?
I've done skydiving. I've never done zip lining.
Ziplining?
But zip lining is kind of like a dorky thing.
Well, that's what I was
It's
gonna
like
say. It's kind of like
the boogie boarding of extreme
juvie.
sports.
Yeah.
you're doing shit.
It's, like,
But you're in a
it's just,
harness.
it's
It's
just
gonna be
extreme
okay.
because if you fall, you're in trouble.
You're
But
not quite climbing, and you're not quite wingsuiting.
You're just
like,
ziplining.
You're just zipping.
Pretty much.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
I do remember this one zip line in Laos that I went to pre-injury, that was really
It's
cool.
like over the forest or something.
It was over a river. It was.
Oh, that's
See, like
cool.
that
it was like
shit's
it was like a
cool.
tiki bar. And you
Yeah.
would zip line. So what you would do is you actually float this river on like inner tubes, and every like 100 yards there's like tiki bars. And you just pull up, and like beers are like 40 cents for a liter. And then to get back to your boat, there's either like a rope swing or just a ledge you can go jump off of into the river, and then you just go grab your inner
That's
tube
wicked
and
cool.
float on down to the next stop. And yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool.
You know what was really weird, though? We were floating on that river for 4 hours, and not one person went to the restroom.
Well, they did.
Not one person.
No,
Yeah.
Not one at all. No one does. In water,
I just gotta take a quick
ever.
swim.
Do you guys have a cool
Loft.
float, like down here, like a river that like everyone goes and floats?
Nantahala.
Well, Nantahala is farther away, but the Hiawassee,
Ah.
you can float
Oh.
it, you can kayak it. So it has like little like baby rapids on it. So like they have like
Okay.
little like fun sections.
No, man, we do kind of a thing where it's just like on the weekends
So you just float. Yeah.
we go. There's like these slow rivers that you just go float and just drink beer. And
Yeah, Louisiana had
it's
those.
it's like a huge party. Like it's I don't know. I don't. It's like it's almost like like a little mini Mardi Gras type of thing.
So did
Yeah.
you
No,
ever-
I guess it would.
Redneck
Yeah,
Mardi
no,
Gras.
it kind
Well,
of is
no,
a
you-
Mardi Gras because I do remember seeing boobies. while I
Oh
was
my
floating,
gosh.
So,
Did
yeah.
Did you ever like ball up inside your tube and roll down in the water off a bank or anything?
I'm trying to picture that in my head
It's like-
right now.
It's
But
like an inner tube,
Roll
right?
up
So
and
you
down
like
your
get
tube.
in the inside of it and
Yeah.
you start rolling and
you mean wear it like a hula hoop?
No, like so you're like
Like sandwiched?
I think of it like
Like
a
a half
tire
sandwich.
and
Where's
you're the
your
rim.
butt?
Your butt's inside of the tube.
Oh,
Yeah.
like curl up?
So like the tube circles around like
Oh,
from
okay.
your head to your butt and your
Yeah,
feet are
yeah.
inside of it. And then you hold on and you roll
Yeah.
and it's like a tire rolling into the water.
Oh
I wouldn't do that.
no. I guess the rocks are kind of jagged. That would kind of hurt.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Done it before.
But something that you would do.
Have we gone to your accident yet?
Oh no.
we were working on it.
With car accident.
We got
Were we
derailed.
still on the? Are we still on the build up or?
You were
on the
guessing
build-up.
and then we got
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were guessing. But it was a car accident. It was we were driving back from Baton Rouge. We were celebrating his birthday with his family and Thanksgiving because it's like the same week. And we hit a puddle on the way home and it flipped and hit a tree. The tree crushed the roof in my head.
What time of day was this?
It was like 11.
like,
It was 11:55 when it happened, to
Yeah,
be
like
exact.
PM?
'cause
like around like
Yeah.
11:58 p.m.
we were driving home at night and it was raining. It was a bad idea.
Wait, what road was this?
It was I-59 going
Just south of
between going up to Meridian from Louisiana from Slidell.
trying to think if I've been.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I've been on that road.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys weren't even that far outside Baton Rouge.
We were good ways.
3 hours
Yeah, it's
at
four,
least.
It's about
Yeah, but you still had a ways to go.
we were almost halfway. So Meridian's like our halfway point unofficially.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
little over or under halfway depending on which way you're going. But
Just didn't want to stay.
we always do drive through the night, so it was like
Yeah.
there was no thought. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be fine. We've done this before.
I as an AB, my longest drive at night was I'd driven from Los Angeles to Portland through Fresno on pretty much one go. It took 21 hours.
Damn.
Jeez.
And I remember when I finally got into bed, closing my eyes and seeing white and yellow lines just
21?
flying by
Yeah.
me, because it was just like seared into my memory of just white lines.
Jeez.
Because I was drinking, I was really big into rock stars.
Oh Lord.
And so I drank I would
that
pull over,
caffeine.
get a big thing of rock stars, and I chewed tobacco. So I would be just tweaking out on rock stars with a fat, pinch of dip in.
Sounds like a few people we know.
And this is when I bought my first iPod online, and it was a 4 gig mini, but I got it like almost half off, a brand new one, on a car forum that I was a part of.
Oh my gosh.
but the dude had bought a pink iPod Mini for his girlfriend, but then they broke up. So he was like, I'm just trying to get rid of it, like half off. Like,
You're like,
I was like,
done.
I'll rock a pink fucking iPod Mini.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Just get a case for that thing.
So I remember plugging that into my, because I bought an Infinity G20 down in LA,
Oh.
and I remember just listening to like MP3s through my stereo, and I was like, this is like
This is the
the
shit.
future. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. Like,
little
we've
do we know.
arrived. And now it's just like all that technology is so obsolete.
Yep.
You don't need any wires anymore. Everything's all Bluetooth.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I love. I mean, like driving, I'll download some podcasts and stuff, but like through Amazon Prime, like you guys have Amazon Prime?
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you ever use like Amazon Music?
Nope. Spotify.
Start doing it, because like Amazon Music, you could just like download whole albums and stuff. Like, it's cool listening to like a playlist of all the top hits and stuff.
Right.
But like what I've really enjoyed doing lately is like going back and listening to full albums.
Huh.
Like on the drive up here, for whatever reason, I was in a pop punk like phase. So I listened to like the Amazon Prime had like it was almost Blink-182's entire discography. So I listened to all of that. Started listening to like Sum 41,
Those are
some
good ones.
Offspring. Like
I don't know if I know that one.
Offspring might have been a little bit
You know
before
the-
your time.
You probably know the Offspring. You just don't
Pretty
realize
Fly
it.
for a White Guy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like one of their lamest singles. But the stuff they did before that was pretty hard. Like, they were good.
I like My Chemical Romance. Does that count?
I got onto a playlist, and they were on there, and I used to make fun of the kids that listened to that in high school.
Hey, basically,
But did you like it this
I
time
was
around?
thinking-
I never.
made fun
It
of
was
Harry
okay. Like,
Potter.
the one song I heard, it was okay.
so far, I'm like,
I was more of like, and this is actually much later, because like in high school, I actually listened to some rap,
yeah.
and then I got into country, like really big into country. I started listening to like George Strait, and even like some like early Kenny Chesney.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know any of it, but
you would probably know some Kenny Chesney
probably.
songs,
My
maybe.
You definitely would.
But
Lindsay.
you know, like at least one George Strait song.
Oh, probably.
All My Exes Live in Texas.
Nope.
Well, if you don't know that one, you don't know that one.
Oh.
Where was I going with this?
Where are we going with this?
I don't know. Driving at night. That was your longest drive at night.
That was
yeah.
your longest drive at night.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
let's get back to your accident. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah, so
do you remember any of this, or?
No and yes.
Yeah.
I think I remember some of it. I remember blackness, but I remember sounds.
Yeah, I actually I talked with a buddy down in Tampa about his accident, because I never really knew.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know why, but like you hear one cripple story, you hear them all.
Yep.
Like, but they're all like kind of unique in their own way.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you just got to kind of
Yep.
I don't know, let the story unfold a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like there's more below the surface. But like, like just mostly blackness and sounds.
Yeah, like I remember the dude counting or asking me to count to like 10 over
Is
and
this
over
a
again.
paramedic or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 days ago I was just wondering if I like ever asked you about the dogs. 'Cause I don't know. I don't remember that.
I don't think you did.
I probably was just too in the moment. But we they drove us to
Meridian.
Can I get some more ice?
Meridian.
Yes.
Yeah, could I have some more wine too?
Are you sure it's a good idea?
Yes, it's a grand idea.
I trust you. I got some chucks we could lay down.
Chalks,
Like some chucks, like some bed chucks.
bed drugs.
If you could decide to spill another drink.
Because I spilled it, guys. Yes, it's a great idea, Jacob. Jeez Louise.
Start using them as table mats.
I have a few chucks too. If you want to like,
Disposable, yeah.
pile them on top of each other.
Oh, the VA started sending me these heavy duty ones. I was like, that might be a little bit overkill, but
hey,
I mean, I'm gonna use it.
Yep. We got these rewashable ones.
I started using those too. Just I put one under the sheet and then I put one over the sheet too, just in case.
I just do
for
over.
whatever reason, in case I forget.
Well,
to
I
put
got
it
the
down.
Metrophenol, the surgery that they put the stoma in your stomach. No. So when I pee, I don't pee all over anymore. I pee out of my stomach.
Oh yeah, I had a buddy
But
that
bro-
had that surgery,
Wait, what?
and it didn't go good for him.
Yeah, it's not going good for me. I can't do it on my own. And I went through
wow.
weeks of hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it by myself.
Wow,
So
that surgery's over too.
yeah.
They kind of looked at it with me because I was getting frustrated with not cathing
Yeah.
myself for a
Yeah.
while.
That's what I wanted.
But I finally just figured it out, just through asking people with rugby and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot easier for guys than it is for
Yep.
gals.
Uh
But
yeah.
that's just kind of the territory.
What's the
That's out of my control. Don't.
well, listen to this though.
I'm an ally.
So the I know a few other quads who have gotten it, and they got their stoma in their belly button, which if you imagine
Yeah.
that would be a lot easier to you don't have to bend over as far. You know where your belly button is. It's
Yeah.
top of your stomach. She put it underneath my baclofen pump. So my stoma is below the baclofen pump, almost on my hip bone, really.
Yeah. We're gonna get to all this. We gotta finish the accident story.
Oh shit. Anyway.
I'm so sorry.
You're like, shit, I don't want to talk about pee. Okay.
So what were your first kind of solid memories, do you think?
Waking up in the ICU and my nurse asking if I was okay.
Yeah.
It was I thought that I was dreaming still, I think, but it's a memory. So, and then they let Jacob stay in the room, which was great.
And you were, everyone else was pretty much good to go, or?
Yeah, it was really bizarre. I mean, so the pictures
What kind of vehicle were you guys in?
in a Jeep Commander.
That's the boxy one?
Yeah, like a big
with
boxy one.
with the grab bars on the
Looks
back?
like a toaster.
Some have the grab bars. Ours
What
do
are those
not.
for?
I have no clue.
I always imagine there's just for commandos to hang on the back
on
with
the back.
machine guns, and they're just blasting through a town.
And the funny thing is, that's only on the really nice models. The cheap ones
okay.
don't have that for whatever reason. The utility ones don't have the grab bars, but
You gotta pay to play.
the luxury ones
Yeah, you want to be a commando, man. You gotta have commando money.
gotta have that leather seat so that you can wipe the blood off without getting it stuck in the.
That's why they
cloth.
do it. That's exactly why they do that. Blood is a lot easier to clean. We've all seen Pulp Fiction.
No. Have you?
I don't think so.
I think
Get the fuck out.
I don't think I've seen Pulp Fiction.
What? I was looking at your movie collection. I was like, that's decent.
Do I have it?
I see Rocky.
Rocky.
Maybe Pirates of the Caribbean.
Adrian.
Yeah. No, there's some good movies. I'm a big movie nut too.
I'm a nerd. Jacob.
I'm definitely a nerd. There's no doubt about that.
Well.
I'm just surprised you haven't seen Pulp Fiction. That's a good one. It's on Netflix, I think.
Probably.
I don't know.
So the how many days did you have to be in ICU? Did you have any secondary or tertiary injuries?
No.
Just
I had
spinal cord?
I had 8 stitches on my head.
Any scars?
On my knee, and then I have a scar on my head, but you can't see it.
Oh,
But I kind of wish you could because it's badass.
it's
and then
pretty cool. I
he
love
did-
scars.
I know. You did an interior.
I do have a hangman scar too.
Right there.
Yeah, where they went in.
Did
Yeah.
you just have an interior, or do you have a posterior as well?
Dude, I should know this, but I don't.
You don't know?
You don't
Wait,
know if you have a
lift your
scar
hair
on the
up.
back?
On the
Oh,
back.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you have
yeah.
you have an anterior and a posterior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. I was. They were letting me hit the Dilaudid every 4 hours, so I had my alarm set. I was like, boom, let's go. Going to La La Land. It was right during the 2008 Olympics, and I had the day before my accident. I didn't know who Michael Phelps is, and I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I had zero idea. By the end of ICU,
You knew everything about him.
I like, was just so fascinated with this human being because he went on this Olympic run, but they would always show videos of him training and like how he's just been. The dude he might be a mermaid.
He's
Like he
built to swim.
Yeah, he is.
His body.
He is amphibious.
He has like huge wingspan.
Oh yeah, no, they did a sports science thing on him, and it like broke down like comparing his wingspan and his projection to like dolphins and shit. Like, yeah, it was insane. I was just like, but I got really into the Olympics during my ICU stay. How many days did you have to stay in ICU?
7.
At least a week, maybe.
Oh,
So-
that's not that bad.
She aspirated one day, and that kind of kept her in there longer.
What's that mean?
Got pneumonia.
Yeah, pretty much. So she was.
Oh yeah, I think we all get pneumonia.
Well, so it was. The nurse came in and asked her if she wanted to take a pain med.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and Laura said yes, but she was obviously on a bunch of other pain meds. I think fentanyl.
What? I
Um,
took it on my side.
and so she was laying on her side and tried to take a pill, and it got stuck pretty much in her lungs, which caused it to aspirate. I don't know what aspirate actually means, but something along with choking on something and
Water
Fluid's
in your
kind of like-
lungs?
fluid building up in your lungs, which leads to
Yeah.
pneumonia.
Were you going? I just thought about this the other day. I was talking with a friend about respiratory therapy, and like, did they come in and
Breathing treatments.
gas mask you,
Yes.
and you had a quad cough, and they would put your bed tilted down. Did they do that with you?
No.
Oh,
Not the bed down thing.
they do a thing. It's called a Trendelenburg position,
They
where
were flattened up.
your head is lower than your feet, and then the guy pushes on your chest and you cough, and they sucks out this. He's got the little dentist suction straw, and then
No.
they didn't do that with you.
No.
Oh yeah, they would suck up.
My suction thing.
I
Like,
would.
use
It
that
was
like
every like 2 hours. I have to go through RT, and sometimes it would be a cute chick coming in, and it was fine. Like
press on my chest.
if she's gonna put a mask on you and make you breathe like this kind of weird smelling thing, like. I
It
don't-
did, and it felt weird, and
Yeah.
I hated
But
it.
yeah, they would cough me and stuff, and then like I would fill
Uh.
up like small little buckets full
Oh.
of just goo.
So you just didn't go all the time? She had like a constant on like suction
It was
thing that
sucking
she
out of me
could.
constantly.
Oh no, yeah, no.
How's the NG tube? No.
Well, you did get an NG tube. The NG tube you're thinking of is for the Mitrophanoff. They did that. It was coming from your stomach. But in the hospital, you just had a little suction thing next to the bed, and we would just pull it up, and you would spit
Oh.
stuff in it all the time.
I don't know.
Huh. And then so after, what town did they end up taking you to? Was this in New
Jackson,
Orleans?
Mississippi.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it took
okay.
us to Meridian, and then the doctor there was like, "I'm not touching this. I can't do this here. You need to go to Jackson." And then they had to drive us,
Not touching me.
which is
All
like
right,
an hour
I
and a
got
half.
the worst image in my head, but can you describe that hospital for me?
I don't remember it.
Okay.
It was just tiny.
Jacob said that.
It was a tiny ER.
Was
is
it
all
made out of brick?
I don't remember. I think so though.
Yeah. I feel like the bathrooms look really like old and outdated.
Don't know.
I mean, the whole thing. I mean, it felt kind of outdated, like your typical.
Would you say it served World War II veterans
my
while they were
gosh.
active duty?
possibly? And there's an army base right there in Meridian as well, so it
Yeah.
very well could have been
Yeah.
remnants.
Yeah. I'm thinking like the old the sinks in the bathroom, or like the old push down floor pedals with
Oh.
the ring
I don't go to the
and
bathroom.
and like the powdered soap.
I just remember sitting in the waiting room waiting for them to tell us what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Waiting to go see Laura.
There's probably a lot of security glass.
The waiting room.
Yeah, I had to wait.
So you didn't come back with me.
Not at first. They wouldn't let me. They have to stabilize you. They don't need some, trying to figure out, grasp what's going on.
I wish I could remember.
Spouse.
Were you guys married at the time?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We skipped right over all of that,
3
but
years
that's fine.
in. 3 years in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were married before we moved here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved here a year after we were married, roughly, a little over.
And so then after ICU, where
Brought me down to this room, this hospital room. Whenever my nurse comes in and was like, "Okay, well, make sure you don't go to the bathroom on your own. And I was like,
Go what now?
go to the bathroom on your own.
Like,
And I was
don't get out of the bed.
I was like,
Yeah.
well, I won't be doing that. And he was like, no, I'm dead serious. Don't go to the bathroom by yourself. And I was like, I can't. And he was like, I'm not joking. And I was like, I broke my spine at C6. I can't go to the bathroom on my own. And he was like, huh? And I was like, you're my nurse, bro.
And he was like the charge nurse for the night too, like doubly bad.
wow.
So he
He
wasn't
did
reading
not
no
know.
charts.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
I didn't take a poop for.
Oh, God, I
15
shat myself a
days.
lot.
Yeah. I didn't take a poop until they transferred me after, I think it was like 14 or 15 days, but I went to the VA right across the street from, because I got hurt in San Diego.
You must have been so distended, like your stomach.
Well, yeah, they popped a suppository in me on ICU, and by the time I got to the VA and I got introduced to like the whole nursing staff, they're like, "Oh, someone had an accident." I'm like, and it was like 15 days of nose tube
Holy.
fucking food.
Oh man.
Because I had a nose tube for I don't know how long.
Yeah, NG tubes
Wow.
are the worst.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird when they put it in, took it out. Just like, whoa, feel it like up in your eyeball and shit.
She like
Put it in,
freaked out.
Oh,
She
it's
put it in.
weird. Yeah, I hate weird stuff like that. Cause like, did you get an IVC filter?
I don't know what that means.
It's an intravenous something.
They got the
It's a
IV.
big vein, but they'll put a filter in it to catch blood clots.
Oh, I don't think I
It
had
looks
that.
like a badminton birdie, like a wire mesh.
Yeah, she didn't have that.
Oh, so they put one in me, and then they tried to fetch it out, and they were unsuccessful. And come find out, a couple years later, the legs, the claws that's supposed to hang, like clamp onto the
Yeah.
your inner lining of your vein, like 3 of them had broken off and just went all over the fucking place. So there's one sitting in the floor of my heart.
That's
There's
fucking
one
crazy.
in my spleen, and there's like one in my colon.
Probably one that don't
And
use them
well,
anymore.
the problem was the thing was only hanging on with one leg because they only had 4 legs, and so it was hanging on with one leg, and they had to go in and try to fetch it out, and it was like 3 attempts. But they go in through your
Oh shit. You're
through your neck,
Your artery?
yeah, and then a
Holy
couple times they
shit.
went in through my thigh, like my femoral artery.
Ugh.
It's weird, but yeah,
That's
they were finally
insane.
able to pull it out, and it was like you guys ever seen The Matrix? When they
Yeah,
yanked
the
that thing out
little-
of Neo, it was
yeah.
kind of like that, man. I got a picture of it up somewhere, but that was a whole ordeal. But
Like
yeah, they left all
Alien.
the other pieces in, so I still got that shit in my heart.
Oh, that's scary.
Hasn't killed me yet. So
Hey. Nah. What was your accident?
that was just a diving accident. Yeah, I was just swimming in the ocean, dove into a wave, and hit my head on a sandbar. Yeah. Clean and easy, nothing to remember. I didn't get to like wreck a car like you. If I could do it again, I would definitely want to wreck something.
well, she was sleeping. I was the one driving.
Yeah.
I woke
But even
up.
then, I mean, it's like
Sure.
I still want to wreck something like that. Just to say you did it, or like have that photo. Like you can have the photo of the aftermath of the car and be like, "Hey, look, I survived this." Like, what can I do? I can go
Yeah.
take a picture of the ocean.
I surved
I
this.
survived it. Hey.
It's a calm day. There's no waves, no white caps.
Oh,
Oh my
1,
gosh.
Mother Nature.
No. I always wish that I had a cooler story than a car accident.
Oh,
But
I've
hey.
heard of some crazy stories.
Written up.
Well, I knew a dude that got struck by lightning.
And it paralyzed him?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
He was in the Michigan National Guard, and I hope I'm not butchering the story, so maybe I'll get him on the podcast. But the story that I heard, and I'm going to preface it like that, but the story that I heard of his injury was that he was in the Michigan National Guard, and they were out on a field operation, like a training op, and they were getting some weather, so they were saying, hey, take off your Kevlars and put your rifles against the trees because there's lightning coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
And everyone
Oh.
had unbuckled their Kevlars and started placing their rifles down. And this guy had just unbuckled his like Kevlar, and then all of a sudden there was like a huge flash, and the dude disappeared, and where he was standing was a ring of fire, and they found him like 50 yards down the way, and he had just got hit with lightning.
What?
That's nuts.
I want that story.
Yeah, I mean that's so awesome. And,
What
like,
level is he?
It's a weird one.
Like a few different levels?
There's some super incompleteness.
Ah.
Yeah, I know some weird, freaky, incomplete guys. Yeah, I mean, like the Carlos that I just talked to on the phone, he's a C5, but incomplete. So he's kind of got a good left hand, but he can kind of hobble, walk, crawl, stand. He's a Colombian guy, so I'm sure if him and his girlfriend wanted to like dance, he could probably salsa a little bit.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
A salsa quad.
Yeah. Did you ever have
Pretty
any
rad.
dreams while you were in the hospital? Of like walking or anything?
Oh, no, dude, I still have that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I don't really dream anymore. 'Cause
Really?
I think because of the weed.
Oh. That sometimes makes
They
me
say you
dream
don't
more.
dream. I remember one night I forgot to smoke, and I actually did have like 3 different dreams, but I don't remember them now.
Oh, I dream a lot. Like last night, I was best friends with Billie Eilish. No, that was my nap today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we worked at a grocery store together.
Oh nice. Yeah. No, I do remember having dreams. I had one when I was in the hospital where I was dreaming I was in the hospital, but I stood up out of bed and was able to kind of like walk towards the nurse's station, but I was holding onto the handrail.
Wait,
And
this is in your dream or outside of your dream?
It felt so real.
Yes, I have those too.
Yeah. I still don't know to this day if it could have been real. And yeah, because it was weird because I got to the nurse station. They were like, Mr. Vick, hey, what are you doing up? Like, you need to be in bed. It's late. Like, go back to bed. And I was like, all right, Roger. And I hobbled back to bed, and I just went back to bed.
You never
And then
asked him?
and then I woke up, and I was like, wait, did that happen? And I like looked at my legs. I was like, all right, let's
do it
go. And they were like, nah, dude, we're done. We checked out.
You never asked the nurses if it happened? Well,
Nope.
I guess.
Yeah.
No, you did?
I don't know.
Oh.
If you were a nurse, would you tell them yeah? I think I
No.
would, just to fuck with them.
I guess as a nurse you could.
Maybe give them some hope.
If you're like a funny nurse. The doctor couldn't, that's for sure.
I love
Placebo
my
effect.
nurses.
Wait, what?
Like a placebo effect.
Yeah.
Like,
You totally did.
yeah,
Do it again.
yeah. What are you talking about, man? Like, yeah. You do it every night.
Yeah, you get up and run around every night. What are you talking about? We think you're faking it. We just are too afraid to tell you.
I still have those dreams where like I'll wake up and be like, yeah, last night, like one of my most like prominent ones was like I could walk only if I was in grass.
Oh,
And-
wow.
And my mom.
I mean, that's kind of cool. It's like playing like a game of lava as an adult.
But I thought it was true. And then I woke up.
Well, now they got hoverboards and stuff too, so.
Soon we're going to have an exoskeleton. Have you seen the robot arm for quads?
Yeah, actually, one of my cousin married a doctor who is friends with a couple other doctors, and one of them is a leading robotics guy. He's done like a TED Talk, and he's done like robotic arms for amputees.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I did a podcast with a good friend of mine, Dan Rose. He got blown up in Afghanistan as a paraplegic, but he has used the exosuit pretty extensively. And he like tours the nation and goes and stands for the national anthem during like NASCAR events and shit like that, and
Right.
really
How-
rile up
like-
that crowd.
Get them all excited.
Yeah, but
So inspiring.
I my issue with those things is like they cost so much money.
Yep.
And it's like, if I had a choice between $100,000 exosuit that I'm going to use to, do the dishes, because I'm not taking that thing to the grocery store. Like, You know, like
Yeah.
it's not to the point where I'm gonna be able to. The time it takes, like let's say I have to take go answer the door.
Yeah.
The time it takes me to get into an exosuit, like let's say I'm in bed, the time it takes me to get into an exosuit and all strapped up and everything and get to the door, I can just transfer into my chair
Roll over there.
and roll over there in a matter of.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's all
In
dated.
my mind, it happens in like 15 seconds, but it's probably really 2 minutes.
But hey, the exoskeleton would take longer because you're like,
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. It like
I don't think that's the future anyways. I think we're going to surpass that in other ways.
I think we should go to stem cells.
Well, stem cells are hit or miss. They already have it, and
Yeah.
they're trying to improve it. The scaffold.
I was thinking about this the other day, 'cause like us and giraffes have the same number of vertebrae. Theirs are just bigger and stronger. So like if we did some like giraffe stem cells, like I wonder if that could like heal us.
It'd have to be compatible.
Because like they fight with like their necks and stuff. So I
Right.
mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know any of like I don't know how it works, but I just know stem cells are a thing and people use it for stuff, and it seems to help.
Yeah, there's trials right
use
now.
the giraffe's vertebrae to do stem cells.
We're not
They
so-
didn't make our necks. What if it made our necks like super like
have a lot longer neck.
and they like grow out?
The most promising thing,
Zombie shit.
stem cell wise, is they also developed a scaffold. So it's like a little 3D printed, basically, scaffold. That's right. So it like covers the, it creates a bridge between the nerves that are damaged, and you inject stem cells in there, and it creates a path for it to rebuild faster. Because the real issue is like they just don't know how to connect, and so it kind of speeds up that process. Is the idea.
My mom joined a bunch of like forums and groups and stuff about like an injury support group, and like would research stuff and stem cells and how spinal cord stuff work. And I felt like such a shitbag because like she would print off all these things for me to read, but I wasn't really interested in any of that because I was just like,
Just trying to survive.
well, once I got past like the acceptance phase of, I don't know, what is it, like traumatic injuries, like, or whatever, like, you know, how you go through denial and then aggression and all that. Like, I think once I finally just accepted my injury, like, I was just like, it's time to just figure out how to do it in a chair now,
Yeah.
instead of
How
sitting
long did
around.
that take you?
What's that?
How long did that take you?
To figure that out?
Yeah, like to accept it.
Maybe around like the year and a half mark, where I was just like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for a cure because I'm just burning my days. Like,
Yeah.
you only have so many days on this earth.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, I can't waste any more time. Like, let's go figure out how to go do stuff, you know, and, you know, you're not going to be able to do things that you wanted to do maybe before,
Right.
But you're going to figure out things. And then, like, I mean, I got introduced to a whole world of things. Like, if you would have asked able-bodied me about scuba diving, I would have never considered it because it just, it wasn't in my realm. Like, I didn't know any scuba divers. I thought it was just a rich white person sport or activity. And so I was just like, yeah, I had no idea about scuba diving. I thought it cost way more than it really did. Same with skiing. I thought
does it
skiing
cost?
cost way more than it really did. When I went for the first time, I thought I was balling when I went skiing. I guess because my only exposure to skiing, like when I was a kid, was when I watched Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
And they go
Okay.
skiing in Aspen, and like those families are rich. So I'm thinking every kid that's going to the mountain is rolling in a fucking log cabin, and you know,
Big ass
that
log cabin, a log
red
mansion,
Ferrari
rather.
Testarossa. You know, I was just like, that's skiing. And I remember when my dad was like, "Hey, we're gonna go skiing. You know, I got you guys a Christmas gift. We're gonna go skiing." I was like, "Oh my god, like, are we rich?"
We can afford this.
I was like, "Are we rich? Like,
That's fantastic.
how many weeks were you in rehab?"
I was there until like February 3rd, I think, and then like 2 months later, I went to day program at Shepherd
Yeah,
because I got released way too soon at my initial rehab.
I feel like I did too.
Well, it's because
Like-
insurance
Yeah.
sucks, and your
Yeah.
doctor didn't fight for you.
Well,
Yeah.
I got sent home in a power chair.
They
Yeah.
wanted to send her in one, but she
was
she
like,
refused.
"No."
Oh yeah, no,
No.
I pretty much my first 5 months I was in a power chair, not transferring, using a Hoyer lift. Um, and
Did you have the like arm strength to even do that though? Like, were you working on like feeding yourself or like what? What is your?
Yeah, but I was using a Velcro
Yeah, that's how I
built up,
fed
and then a
myself
foam,
too. Yeah.
and then I would forget my foam sometimes, so I was like, I guess I'm having chicken fingers, or guess I'm gonna have a quesadilla, like a finger
Pretty
food.
much, yeah.
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 But yeah, no, it was like just hanging out around with like rugby guys and watching how like people hold their forks and cut a
Yeah.
steak, and just picking up on little tidbits like that, because I don't need to have like a adaptive device for every little thing, because I used to have one for typing, and I used to have one for my razor blade, for my toothbrush, for
Whoa.
all sorts of things. And it was just like I wanted to take the minimalistic approach, because
Yeah.
it's like I want to start traveling, and I don't want to have
Like,
to bring a
yeah.
shoebox full of crap.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's just annoying too to like remember it, worry about losing it, and then
Yeah, and then if you forget it, like,
we
what's your next
we had
plan?
those dining with dignity forks at first.
Lord, I hate that name.
Yeah, the name's stupid. You
What is it?
They're called the
Dining with
dining with dignity.
Dignity?
They're like, so they take a fork and they put 2 loops on it, so you can like stick 2 fingers through it.
Yeah.
It worked really well. So like the design was cool, but they cost like
$80.
80
$80
something
a
stupid.
Oh, wow.
But literally, it's like all
Yeah.
they did was tack on, a little loop that probably cost $1 to make. And so like this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Just taking advantage of the people that need it. But I mean, like we think of left 2 of them at restaurants.
And then I was like, I just learned how to do it by myself. Cause I
yeah.
was like, and I hold it between those 2 fingers I was telling you about. But I
Yeah,
have to
I
like,
do that kind of the same.
to like press into food. I can't, because I can't press in. So I like use this hand.
I double tap it. Yeah.
Like-
You just hit it with the other hand.
Yeah.
No, it's just figuring stuff like that. And like, like I went to a steakhouse the other day and just like tell the waitress like, hey, can you just cut it up into bite size?
Right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't cut.
You still have the kitchen to do it too.
Yeah, I do have. I bought. I think I bought it from Talbot Kennedy. Maybe, don't quote me on that. But it's like a knife with a Velcro strap. And that works.
It needs 2
decently.
Velcro straps because I can't like.
What really works though is they make cutting boards with little stakes.
Yes.
In them. Those
Yes.
are pretty handy.
The ones that are like, you just like use this part and it's stuck to the cutting board.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You can just. I mean,
Yeah.
you could just throw a piece of meat on there and just it'll hold it for you. Or like I don't know,
Yep.
like a tomato or something.
Mhm.
You do a lot of cooking.
I wish, but I don't.
She
Yeah.
does most of the baking stuff.
Yeah.
Baking.
What
The
makes a big
mixing.
difference is having an accessible kitchen. But even just like if you want to like prepare, like you could just like bring a cutting board over here and like
I do that for the most part. Like if
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something myself, I can like see those things on the fridge. They're like loops.
yeah.
I can open the fridge myself that way. And we need a. Hey, did Wayfair ever send us our
Yeah,
handlebars?
they're here.
Ah, so we got handlebars, but I can still open the. It's just the reaching the things that I can't, that I have to get Jacob to help me.
Yeah, of course.
Handlebar, she means
Yeah.
the pulls so that you can open
Oh,
drawers
yeah.
without.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Those
do the
are,
drawers.
We just haven't. So we redid this kitchen, I guess a little over a
Yeah.
year ago now.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it'd
Uh,
be simple just to put on some like little just knobs.
yeah, we got some. It's just
Yeah.
we kind of put off buying them, and we finally, broke down and got them.
Well, we
Yeah.
got them for like $2.99 a piece, which is like nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be able to open drawers then.
There you
Oh,
go.
it'd be
I mean, it's
great.
small victories. I got trapped in the
know.
bathroom like a couple minutes ago because of the doorknobs.
Well,
I
today
got
I'm
it
like,
figured out. And
"Help!"
they're not that bad. But I have been stuck in bathrooms with doorknobs before.
Fortunately, the ones here too, they're so old that like sometimes the screw will come a little loose. So
Oh,
like you can turn
yeah.
the knob and it won't actually turn the mechanism on the inside.
Oh,
so you're
no.
like turn it and it gets stuck and you have to like, wiggle it back. Just beat on the door if something happens.
Yeah, no, I think it'll work for me, and I'll get on the couch. And,
Just don't close the door.
what's that? No, I can get it open. I got stuck in a bathroom at some theater in Denver. Mike the Quad and I went to a Suicide Girl burlesque show.
Suicide Girl.
You know what Suicide Girls are?
No.
They're kind of like edgier, like I guess I don't want to say they're like Playboy or like Hustler, but it's like an online magazine of like hot chicks that are like alternative chicks. So a lot of them have like tattoos and different colored hair and stuff.
Okay.
Like, but yeah, they did a burlesque show tour that was like really cool. But yeah, I got stuck in the bathroom because it was a door that was really hard to close, and as soon as I closed it, I was like, this is gonna be a bitch to open. And it was a door knob, whereas if it was a handle, I might have been able to leverage and pull it.
Right.
But like I'm leaned over and I got my hand wrapped up, turning the knob, and then trying to pull it, and like I can't get this door open. And then so I start trying to beat on the door, but the music outside is so loud that there was a bouncer that I had talked with earlier, kind of built like a rapport with, so he knew I was going to the bathroom. Yeah, I got stuck in this thing for like 5 minutes. And on top of all that, I didn't have cell service, so I texted my friends that I was there with, and I was like, yo, I'm stuck in the bathroom in all caps, but I didn't have cell service. And the funny thing is, eventually I finally get out of the bathroom, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm here with you guys. But on the ride home, they all got a text message, and it said, hey, I'm stuck in the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
And they're like, you were stuck in the bathroom?
Strider, come here.
But yeah, I was like pounding on the door, and I finally was like, I gotta wait till the song's over, and like finally the song ended. And I was like, I went like Floyd Mayweather on the door. I was just like, open, and the guy finally was just like, are you all right? I was like, open the door. I was like, this thing's a bitch to open, man. And he's like, oh yeah, I know, man. I should have known. I was like, oh, I should have known. I should have told you. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, if I'm not out in 4.5 minutes,
comes check on me.
Come do a buddy check. But
it's a good amount of time. Yeah.
What were your like? What were you going through after your discharge and you came home? Like, did you know what you wanted to do? Like,
nah, that was like a really rough time.
Yeah. I think it is for anyone, right?
It's like the worst part about.
I did home therapy for a second.
That was a terrible idea.
That shit will make you feel inhumane.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
I guess my gal was kind of cute, so I mean, she'd come over like twice a week, so it was kind of fun to have a guest.
Yeah. My guy just wanted to do
vertigo stuff
on me.
It's some weird things with the balloons.
What's vertigo stuff?
Vertigo, where like you like are dizzy, so you like the crystals in your ear get aligned.
Yeah.
There's like legit stuff you can do to fix it.
I had it in the hospital, but I got rid of it. But the dude that I did.
I mean, I would get lightheaded, but this is different, right?
Yeah, it's different.
It was like if I turned left, I'd throw up.
Yeah.
Oh, this must have been from the car accident then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jostling the brain, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I had a buddy that had some really bad vertigo from the Marines. Like a wall locker fell on him and kind of fucked him up. Like
wall locker?
He always had trouble walking ever since because he just always felt like the world was swirling around him. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
Did you get it fixed?
I would almost take the wheelchair over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like having.
At least when I pee,
migraines.
I can hit it into the toilet. I don't even want to know what kind of child. I'm not gonna name him, but he probably pees sitting down. You would have to. There'd be no way.
She can't stand up straight.
Yeah.
I presume he got it fixed by now. Right.
I lost touch with them. Yeah. But.
Man.
So like, what did you do after you got home?
When I got home, I had no fucking idea what I was gonna do with myself, and I could remember Jacob like sitting me on the couch, and him coming in here, and it was like, oh my God, I can't go to the kitchen if I want to, like, and shit, I don't know, like,
It was this house, right? Yeah. You
Yeah.
guys had to kind of so you had to put the ramps in and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool when we first got back. Our neighbors, they built the ramp right out here outside the door.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
that's awesome.
I did all the thresholds, and then my stepdad came out, and we did the one out there by the road
Mm-hmm.
and did the concrete and stuff. But yeah, we had to do all that and kind
And
of
that
make
wasn't
things
done
work.
until last January. All of it wasn't done. So like now, if I got a car that was like adapted, I could actually get out of the house by myself,
Yeah,
which
okay.
is like huge if I want to be able to go places. So
Yeah, it took me a while. I mean, I had my own ramp van, but I didn't had it modified to drive because I wanted to be able to transfer. And at the time, I was still in a power chair, so I was like, Hoyer lift, and then eventually I worked my way into a power assist chair and would use a sliding board transfer, and then would figure out how to do it without. And then there were some falls and tumbles along the way and missed transfers.
yeah,
Just
I'm sure.
or even the fun ones were like once I got to that point and then I was able to go to the bathroom by myself, it was like, let's go to the bars. I went out drinking. I got hurt a month before my 21st birthday.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I had a fake ID in high school and stuff, and I gone to bars and whatever, but like yeah, I didn't, I started, and then all my friends started turning 20. So I was one of the older kids in my class. And then I come back home, and then all my friends are turning 21. So they're like, hey, let's go to this bar. Let's go to this bar. Let's go. And that was our thing, was just go bar hopping, go karaokeing. And like pretty much it was common to just go get shit faced on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Yeah, it got bad for a while. I would say I was probably dropping close to maybe $300, $400 a week on drinks and bar food.
What?
Jeez.
At 21, where did you get that moolah?
Well, I got my retirement pension. So yeah, and that was another thing too. It was like I made more money than I ever did in my entire life. And like, I don't want to say I grew up poor, but I grew up working for everything I ever had. Like, bought my own first car and everything. I never wanted to take anything from my parents.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I didn't go to college, because I was like, if I go to college, you're gonna just waste your money. Like, let me do this Caterpillar internship thing where it's not gonna cost me a dime. They're paying for everything.
Right.
Yeah, it was just it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you are making that, because there are guys that fall into those traps where, they get hurt while they're, in the Marines or a soldier in the Army, and then they make a shit ton of money, but they go back home and the life that they were trying to escape from now all gravitates towards them. Like, I know a dude who lives out in Iowa, and all his dirtbag tweaker friends just completely take advantage of him. And it's like, he hangs out with them because he's like, thinks they're his friends.
Right.
And they just use him to, get a fucking quick hit of meth. And it's just like,
oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, it could be a trap, it's just, I guess it's how you manage it yourself. Like, because, being retired at 21 years old was just I feel like I made a deal with the devil, where it was like, I'm going to give you the financial freedom to do whatever you want. The only catch is you have to be a quadriplegic. And so far, if you made me choose, if there was a miracle pill where it was like, you can go back to 100% normal, but like you would lose all that financial benefit, I don't know if I would take it, to be honest with you, because like especially like the having that freedom, but like that freedom allows me to like do shit like this and meet interesting people like you guys. Like, if I wasn't in a wheelchair, there'd be no way I would even know who you two ever were, so
Yeah.
it's just weird. Like, I don't know, I feel like ever since I've been injured, like, I feel like it's made me a much more kind person, because like I'm not the same person I was like when I was a Marine or when I was like a younger man, you know, like or even like when I was like a young cripple, like I feel like in the last maybe 3 or 4 years, I've really just kind of grown a lot as a person, and just has like maybe appreciated life a little bit more, and just kind of like I've been enjoying the moment, and like I don't know what that was for, like what happened.
You don't know, like, the switch.
Yeah, it just kind of happened where I was just like, what do I like? I got it made. Like there's no struggle for me anymore. Or
I would say I still struggle because, like, I overthink things a lot. So I'm like, oh shit, like Jacob does everything, and I'm not like, I don't know. I think I'm still like working through that, and I know that I want to work again, but I'm not exactly sure what that means.
yeah, you're still so young though. Like,
What? How old are you?
well, I'm saying like quad years.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay. I was like, you're
Yeah.
not that much older than me, are
you
you?
said 87.
Well,
right?
I don't. Yeah,
So you're
3?
my sister's age.
Yeah, so Megan's
Same age,
age.
Steph's.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 32 and a half.
Yeah, and a half.
Yeah,
Throw that
June?
half in there, huh?
August.
Oh,
So you're a month older than my sister.
Yeah, what's she up to?
hey.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well, if she's listening, we could do a blind date. I might be interested in a blind date.
Steph.
That would be a
with
crazy.
me, I
Yeah.
don't know. I always tell people like my superpower is I'm single and I don't have kids. Like I
Yeah.
made it.
We don't
Yeah,
have kids.
You are free.
Steph
we don't
has
have
2 kids.
Steph has 2 kids.
Yeah. Oh.
My sister.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
Sorry, Steph. Ratted you out.
Wow.
Love you, Steph. But yeah, we don't have kids either, and we were gonna have them right before the accident. Like we talked about it, we were like, all right, maybe in February,
Yeah.
and then we didn't, and now we like hang out with our friends that have kids, and we're like, man, we dodged a bullet.
You think you don't want to have kids now? Or
No,
Ever?
So
if we do, it'll be like fostering or adopting. I
yeah,
think.
foster
Oh,
adoption.
okay.
Later
Yeah,
down the
But-
road.
that's
Man, like,
same.
yeah, like I can't wipe my own ass, man. I'm not gonna have a baby. Like, that's what me and my friend Joya from Tokyo
You
said,
can't
like,
right now, but eventually.
Eventually, I would, but like, dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
is it-
can't. Like, how am I gonna pick up a baby? I
It's kind
can't.
of like, is it worth it?
Some
adding that
people
onto this
can,
life?
and that's
Well,
great.
you're in luck because I'm going to be doing a couple podcasts. Well, I mean, I did one with my buddy Joel, and he's got a little 3-year-old, and he's a low pointer like us. But I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
lots of
quad-
people
I know
do it.
quad dads that like they have twins. Yeah, no, Portland's got 3 sets of twins.
Yeah,
And 2 of them are like low pointers like us.
Yeah.
Like as far as rugby terms, because I don't know. I don't like using C5,
low pointers.
6.
Oh, gotcha.
But like
oh, okay.
0.5. He's like one of them's a 0.5, the other one's a 1 pointer. But they both have twins. One of them's got actually twins and a daughter, and they manage just fine. Like you figure it
Yeah,
out.
no,
Yeah.
like I think we would, but I think more or less we're like, think
My
about
last
what we
episode I just did with Chris, my buddy Chris Hall. His wife is pregnant. He's a high pointer. But yeah, we were just talking about like any of the concerns that he had as being, a crippled dad, and he was just like, dude, I've been having to adapt and figure shit out, my whole life,
Yeah.
or my whole quad life, that like if I need to do anything with, my daughter, like I'm gonna either figure out a way to make it
Yeah.
work, or a workaround or something. Like you're as like human as like a human being, like a Homo sapien, like your one goal in life, everything that like every decision making process that you ever do has one ultimate goal, and it's just to survive, fuck, and pass on your DNA. And like that's how humans are wired. Like men are like the gatherers and the women are like the nurturers, and like you're just wired to do those three things. Like,
I'll nurture dogs instead.
what's that?
I said I'll nurture dogs instead.
Yeah. I mean,
Like that's just like a personal decision. Like we were just like, nah, and I'm okay with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're best friends, so it's like, it's not like I'm like missing out. Like, oh, I don't have your baby. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that super like domestic
I
gene in me.
I thought maybe, but like I said, like right now I'm just in a really selfish period of my life where it's just like I just want to take it for me, and knock out all the things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I kind of have an expiration date on how long I can travel, like the way I do.
Yeah.
So I want to just take full advantage of this right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, yeah, be that creepy old 50-year-old that tries to find the 20-year-old caregiver.
Oh
my gosh.
It might work, I mean, it worked out for that.
His life.
What was
plan.
that one movie, like It Before Me or You Before Me?
Oh my
that
God.
stupid
That's pretty
movie.
much the same thing, right?
Guess,
He hired that girl. He Pretty Woman that girl almost,
the-
right?
He like
Family
hated
did.
her half the movie, and then he
I never
kills
saw it. So.
He did assisted suicide at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, did he go to Oregon for that?
It was in
No,
another
he's
country.
in like Britain.
It was like Spain or
England
Or like
something.
Switzerland? They do it in Switzerland, I think.
somewhere.
I don't know,
Some of the,
somewhere
their
over
his
in
They
family
do
was
it.
like
They do
filthy
it in
rich.
Oregon. It's kind of a big thing, but
They do it in Oregon?
yeah,
Huh.
they had a big story because there was a girl that I want to say she might have had like cancer or something. She's like, I just want to go to my own terms, and
Fair. I
I-
think so.
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm so. I guess you would consider that pro-life,
I think.
pro-choice. I'm so pro-choice.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
pro-choice.
pro-choice.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like there
where
should be like a counseling session required to.
Or maybe a few.
Oh, it's a whole process. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as there's
and
a
you have to
process,
be
right?
Terminal. Like, I can't just have a bad day and you go see a doctor and be like, hey,
Exactly. It can't be.
blast me off into the next fucking reincarnation.
It can't be willy nilly.
Or into
Yeah.
the next dimension. Yep.
Yeah, next level, please. Yeah.
Right? Next
Or
level.
hit-
Oh,
or-
Round
God.
2, please.
Or hit
Next
the
level.
reset button. Like,
Yeah.
who knows?
Ugh,
Would that be crazy?
all of it. Reset, next level.
There's all
I've been
sorts of
getting
crazy
more
stuff.
into
Jeez,
like
I don't
simulation
know.
theory where
Simulation theory is nuts.
yeah, I feel like there's and now like the simulation has reached like kind of a peak where you can only have so many characters. So now we have like reality TV stars as presidents and like Kim Kardashian's like one of the biggest advocates for prison reform and like all this weird shit where it's just like what world are we living in right now, Like
It is a weird
is.
world.
Nuts.
apparently Elon Musk just dropped like a rap track on Twitter.
What?
I don't know. This girl from Kansas City messaged me, and she's like, apparently Elon Musk is
No.
in the rap business or something. I was like,
Who
wait,
knows? Elon does what Elon does.
oh, what he's trying to do with like L.A. and the Boring Company, like drilling the tunnels.
It's crazy.
Who thinks of that? And it all makes sense.
Have you heard a story about them planning all that out? It was just like off the cuff. They're like, oh, hey, we need to dig a big ass hole tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like, all right, let's do it.
And the crazy thing is, the city of LA is like, yeah, Elon, you're a pretty smart guy. Yeah, you do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
you
don't
say
live.
it's good. You say it's safe. Yeah.
We don't live near a fault line.
All right,
Let's
here's
just
your
go for
permit.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
the cool
those-
thing is, it's like apparently, from what I understand, and I'm like an ape, so I don't really get it. But from my bro science degree, the tunnels underneath the ground are actually safer because the earthquake is all seismic. So the further down you are, the less seismic wave
Right.
there is. So like
How low are these tunnels?
a 6.0 on
They're
the
pretty-
surface is
They're pretty
lower.
deep, and then they're also they don't. So like most people think of it as like a truly like
Have any of
solid
them been built?
solid structure, right? The idea is like there'd be pieces to it, and so like the tunnel can flex and move. as it
Dude,
needs
and it's
to.
going to be a big hole. Because I remember when I worked for Caterpillar,
Oh, it's a big asshole.
we worked on a big hole that they were doing with like, I think it was like a sewer or some kind of pipeline right through downtown. And, we would have to lower in our like equipment and like standing in this thing where the hole is, I don't know, it had to been like 25 feet tall, but it looked giant.
Right.
But it wouldn't be big enough for more than one lane of traffic.
Well, that's all.
And he's talking about doing, I don't know how many different lanes of
Right. Well, the thing
those
is,
little shuttle things.
the thing is too, right, is depending on how deep you can go, you can have levels to it, right? So you're not stuck. You have a higher dimension.
Have
of
you listened
play.
to his podcast with Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yes.
When he's talking about, like, we totally screwed up because, like, we wanted to build skyscrapers, and the whole time we should have just been going in underground. Yeah.
Agree and disagree.
I mean, the Pentagon is like, I want to say it's like 25 or 30 floors underground.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. There's like 8. I think there's only like 8 levels above ground, and then everything else is
Right, but that's
underground.
more security than anything else,
Yeah.
right? You
What's
can't-
really crazy is it's also, I think it's like 7 rings. So like each layer, like it's like a slice of cake.
Gotcha.
Like it's crazy because like you get an office building number and it'll tell you like the floor, and then the ring, and then kind of like the
Right.
the room.
So you know where to go in it.
And they have like cafeterias and stuff. There's in the center. There's like this kind of courtyard area that's kind of cool.
I have so many things I need to Google.
Oh, well, the Pentagon, like I don't think you can just tour it. Like I had a buddy that worked there, so he gave me kind of the cool.
You don't have pictures of it?
I'm sure they have architecture stuff around it.
I'm not even sure if I was allowed to take pictures inside.
Probably not. But I'm sure they have
I
like
doubt you were.
a base design of what it is, but not full details type stuff.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Who knows? I mean,
There's something somewhere on the internet that gives you insight to it.
yeah, or just theories.
Or
and
Google
stuff.
took a picture of it,
Right.
like Google does.
All right, let's get this thing back on the rails.
Get it.
What has been some of the biggest challenges of being like in a relationship while in a chair?
Huh.
And I'm sorry if this is gonna start sounding like a marriage counseling thing, but like you guys are actually maybe
No, dude. It's
you guys
cool.
are the first couple I've had on the show, and I think it's an interesting topic, and it got some heat like within the last year with like Dr. Phil telling that dude that like all the relationships are gonna fail, and fuck that guy still.
So at the beginning of our injury, Lord. Okay. At the beginning.
Well, I mean, in a way, kind of like
Our story.
yeah, it's
yeah.
our story.
This story.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say.
At the beginning, a bunch of people said like, "Don't let him be your caregiver. Don't do that. Like, y'all need to get a caregiver. Don't let him take care of you." Like, and we chose to do that, but probably mainly because of Carla. I would say she pushed that on us. She was my first OT, and she forced me pretty much. It was like and I'm a people pleaser, so she was like, before the end of this month, Jacob will do XYZ
yeah.
for you, and you're gonna let him. And I was like, no, I'm not that close to him. I don't want him to know that part of me. Like, I was very anti letting Jacob do that.
It wasn't like a close thing. It was more just
Well, it
'Cause
was
you guys are
embarrassing.
still-
It's
I mean,
not.
you guys are
It's
still in the early days of your
Yeah.
marriage.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think there's ever a point in your marriage where you'd be like, unless you're in the situation, you'd be like, yeah, I'd want my spouse to do the bowel program. Like, that's a really weird fetish if that's what you have. Sorry
Whoa.
if anybody has that, but I'm just gonna say what it is.
Different strokes for different folks. I guess.
no, it was hard to let him.
That was
Yeah.
never going to be an option. I mean, I was dating a girl when I got injured, and that was never going to be an option.
I didn't think that I'd let it be an option, but she pretty much like pushed us to do that, and I would still say like I disassociate during those moments, but I would also say that like you can't put a like label on it like that. Like I think that the people that were like, "Oh man, y'all shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be letting him be your caregiver. You shouldn't like be doing this." I think that we like to like, say because we've heard so and so it didn't work out this way or that way.
Yeah.
I think it's different strokes for different folks. Like we managed to like
What
kind
was-
of waffle our relationship, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not a pancake, so the syrup goes in those different.
It's compartmentalized.
You like that? You like that?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. We
Yeah.
just
And it forced us, like, it's weird, like, both of us reflect on is, like, it caused us to grow in our relationship. Like,
Oh,
we had
yeah,
to learn
I
to
bet.
communicate really well and to,
yeah.
like, do things better with each other and be able to talk about our frustrations, talk about, and, like, dissociate, like, this is caregiving, and then this is actually caring for you. Bless you.
That's my quad sneeze.
Oh, a very cute one.
Very quiet
Like a
sneeze.
mouse.
Yep.
Call it it's I have a silencer on my sneeze.
The
Yeah.
silencers
Like-
still
I'm like
make
John Wick.
noises. But yeah, so it was just a lot of learning to get where we are. And I mean, obviously, if it didn't work, then we would have had to figure something else out. But it did. And
Yeah.
like for me, it was always about I felt that I could give her better care than some random person coming in or
Right.
random people coming in for most
Yeah.
people, right? Like most people don't have a single caregiver; they have a team of caregivers.
Well, then also, fortunately, you are able to work
Yes.
remotely.
And that was I got that job while she was in
4 months after the accident.
Yeah,
5
so
months after the
after the
accident.
accident. So like while we were still doing a lot of stuff,
Okay.
all that coding I was doing and on
Yeah.
the side came in
Oh, wow.
came in handy. It wasn't even a coding job, but the skills
Yeah, I
came
mean,
handy
just-
for other things.
That's great. That's really
You're
like
really fortunate. Like his boss is really caring. So
Yeah.
it's not just like I don't even know when you ended up telling him about her story.
So I told him after he hired me.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to tell him in the interviews because
Like,
that'd be kind
hey.
of like, hey, here's why you shouldn't hire me. It's like, hey, you offered me the job. Let me tell you about this
yeah.
before we sign a contract. But yeah, he's been great. I mean, I have no schedule. Like, I literally work whenever I want. I just
Get your work done.
just get it done and make my meetings, and they don't really care. So if we got to go to Atlanta, if I have to drop everything and take Laura to the ER, like it's like cool, come back whenever you're good. And
Yeah.
they sent us whenever she had the Mitrophanoff and we were in the hospital for a week. They sent her some headphones, bought you an audiobook, sent us money for cafeteria food, just because they're like,
Yeah.
hospitals suck. Hopefully this helps.
Yeah, they've been really like understanding and caring. So that's helped a lot with like
Yeah.
I think the positive experience we've had with being like in a caregiver romantic relationship. It's different for every person, but I think, obviously Dr. Phil was stupid for his comment.
Yeah. No, fuck that guy.
Well, I think, right, like, if you were abusive to me, obviously, like, yeah, of course, it can't work in that fashion.
I've seen that, and I've never seen an instance where that lasts, and I think with me, like, I learned to become, like, a more patient person,
Yeah.
and it was just, like, especially, coming from, like, an active duty Marine where I'm so used to things getting done in a very timely order, and things have to be kind of, the Marines gave me OCD, like, 100%, like, things
Just get up at 4:30 every morning.
I
your bed.
set my alarm depending on the hour, but I always set it for 55. So if I want to get up at 6, I'll set my alarm for 5:55 just so I can say I was up before 6.
I like that.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I pride myself on not hitting the snooze button. I always look at my alarm like it's my first test of the day. And, like, if I hit the snooze button, I fail that test. So it's like, just get up. Like, what's an extra 5 minutes? Like, it's not going to feel good.
Right.
Just get up. And I just
I
get
think
up.
that's a typical Army, Marine, like, principle.
Not really, because it varies.
Well, I'm not saying, like, everybody picks it up, but, like, whenever you hear people from them talk about that, like, it's always, like, the first thing, like, it's something, like, don't hit the snooze button or make your bed, right? So, like, a lot of them
that
is, like,
was a big famous McChrystal
Yes.
speech.
It's there's just, like, this, like,
No, and
the
I
first
heard
test
that
of the
when I
day.
was in. Yeah, it was just like, make your bed because then you accomplish one task and, like, believe in the snowball effect. And that's kind of how I look at the snooze button, where it's just like, don't snooze, just
cruise.
just get up. Yeah. just get up, go through your morning routine, stretch out your legs, kind of just warm up the body. And,
Yeah.
get dressed and go tackle the day. Like, I don't know. This morning I was just like, we drank up till pretty late last night, which it's already almost midnight. 30 minutes
For
to
real?
midnight.
Yeah, it's 11:29.
Holy balls.
Yeah, time flies. We've only done like 2 hours too.
What?
Only 2 hours.
It goes quick. But yeah, no, where was I going with that?
Getting shit done.
Yeah, it's just, you make a to-do list, and it feels good checking things off of the list and just being like, oh, I am just going to tackle the day a little bit at a time, where it might take me longer to go to the grocery store, or it might, I got to do my own bowel program. I got to take a shower. I got to run to the grocery store and get some like milk or whatever, and then like maybe even like cook food that night. And it's just like, if you kind of like break it down in a little, I call it like Barney style, but like you break it down Barney style, it's just like, oh, I got all this done, and then just you feel like you accomplished something. Because I feel like we're like, as like humans, we're kind of we're all based about like reward systems. So we do certain things because like it's a rewarding like feeling for us. Like we feel like we accomplished a task.
To feel like you've done something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it sucks because like when you become like a quadriplegic, like you have so many like built-in excuses.
Yep.
Like, for example, like if I was like, Mom, can you make me a sandwich? Because it would take me longer to make that sandwich.
Yeah.
But it's much more rewarding to just go make the sandwich. And I don't know if I'm making, if I'm just
No, I get you. Like, I mean, for me, it's like pushing. Like, I like to say that I've like pushed 4 miles, or like, okay, at least I pushed 2 miles. I think it's like, and I think that has like, that's for my like runner.
Were you a
life.
big runner
Yeah.
before you got hurt? Yeah.
Yeah. Like I finished 2 halves those 2 years before.
I hated running. I would grind through it and everything, but I mean, the first time I ran 3 miles was when I was in the Marines. First time I ran more than a mile we had to run 1.5 miles just to go into the Marines, and that was the longest I ever done. Because before that, it was like PE. You did the 1 miler, and that was it, and I hated it.
Dude, I didn't love it up until I was like 22.
Yeah, but
20.
I've been getting into like the races. I've done 2 half marathons and 2 full marathons, and they've both been pretty fun.
You did the full with Kara, right?
I did the half with
the half with Kara.
Yeah, the Vegas half.
I
did the Vegas half twice, and then I did an Oregon marathon over last summer, and then I just did the Fort Lauderdale one, which is an awesome, pretty much completely flat course. There's one bridge crossing.
That's what I need.
Yes.
Yeah. There's one.
I can't do
There's
hills.
one bridge crossing, but then after that, it's flat as
Like
a
the bridge is
pancake.
like that.
Yeah,
like,
it's a
okay.
motherfucker. I won't lie. But you know what? It's early on, so like if
Get
you
it
just
over
go
with?
up, you can even go. I thought about going up it backwards, because I can go uphill backwards easier.
That's all triceps.
No, you're using more biceps if you're going backwards.
Backwards is this way. Triceps is pushing down.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
backwards, you
no
gotta think like
idea.
you're reaching forward and grabbing your wheel at
You're right.
like 9 and 3, and then
Guys.
Yeah.
Something every day. What can
yeah.
I
What's
say?
really weird is my at Lakeshore they have like this special treadmill for wheelchairs, and you can adjust the rollers for the camber, so you can get it really on point and measure your speed.
Right.
And we use it for like VO2. So we do like VO2 testing with like oxygen intake and all that.
Oh.
And
recovery rates and everything else.
but it measures kind of like your speed, and my top speed going forward is the same as my backward speed going backwards.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I can actually get to my backward speed faster.
What if you did
But
a whole race
I don't know
backwards?
where I'm going.
You wouldn't be able to see it. That mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you should do it.
I can do it on. Oh, do a marathon backwards?
Yeah.
No,
You'd be the first.
that would be dangerous just for the other racers, because it's already almost dangerous enough with a low point rugby chair with that big ass pick bar out in front.
Yeah.
Just running people over.
Yeah, that ankle killer.
Oh.
Are you talking about the treadmill thing? Is it just like the big iron, like roller that you put it on, or is it like actually a treadmill?
No, it's a huge, giant machine that's got like adjustable. The rollers you adjust it pneumatically.
Okay.
To compensate for the.
So it does it like automatically almost.
No, there's like 3 people that are all strapping you down and adjusting the chair and.
Your Olympic technicians to get you all set up.
Yeah, it's pretty high tech. It's a cool thing. I'm too stupid to really know what like it means, but when they say, "Hey, you're here and this is like a good number, so good job," I'm like, yeah. You almost feel kind of like, I don't know, like a show monkey, and they're just like, "All right, you perform well," and then like go get DEXA scan, and you go get your body composite scan.
I mean, it's pretty much what you are.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, here's your banana.
How fast are your miles?
For the marathon, I think my pace was like 12 and a half.
Bye.
Yeah, that's a
so
good
slow.
little easy, sustainable pace. I actually.
It's also a different chair, so you can't.
Yeah.
You can't
for
compare
sure.
that time
Yeah.
to your,
Yeah. I don't even know what my mile time in this would be. It wouldn't be that pretty.
I'm like 21.
Yeah, rugby chair
24
is so much
minutes.
easier because you're able to use a lot more
you
of
use
the
the back of
muscles
your
you have,
hands,
and I
like-
use the back of my hands.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
Once-
the
yeah, you get-
camber on the tires and everything else, like it allows you to travel better.
Yep,
and
and you got
smoother.
more contact with the wheel.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
more strapped in, so
You're
all
lower.
your momentum isn't being lost through, I don't know, inertia and stuff like that. I'm
Lost through.
I'm so dumb, guys. Like I shouldn't. I'm not even qualified to talk about any of this.
Oh.
But
What?
I'm just.
Don't
I'm,
say
I'm
that, 'cause
honestly,
then I'll
I'm
feel
just,
real
I'm just,
stupid.
I'm just a meathead who is doesn't quit. So when I did that marathon, it was just you've already paid for it. You've already paid for the hotel. Like
You got to do
you're
it
not
now.
getting any of that money back. Like you got to get up at 2 a.m. to poop and make sure you're done in time to get to the starting line. And then it was like, all right, here we go. Like,
I would finish, but I'd finish in like 12 or 13 hours.
but at least you finished and you were out there and
Yeah.
you did it.
But I don't know. I feel like the way that my shoulder's hurting from like trying to get back in after being
I think-
sick, I'm like, oh.
So that's gonna be the challenge of this chair because it's harder for you to push, whereas a
Yeah.
rugby chair you're pushing completely different.
I know.
Yeah, even with the free wheel, like a rugby chair would be the way to go, to be honest.
I don't have one to just do that though.
We could look at getting you one.
Oh my gosh. But I
Shepherd
already
doesn't
have
have like loaners that you could
Shepherd.
use.
Yeah, I did use one for a while.
Yeah.
Because there's a team like in Nashville.
Yeah, it's like the same distance to Atlanta.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I used to play with the guy that plays for the Tennessee team.
Oh.
We used to play together in Birmingham. His name's Eddie Crouch. He's actually a guy that would be cool if you could meet him, because he's just this older, 0.5,
Yeah.
C5. I want to say he's complete, but he's like one of the original, I would say, super quads, where the dude's just completely independent. He got me like taping up myself with rugby, because like before I would always have to get help taping up, but then I saw Eddie doing it and I was like, well, shit, if Eddie's doing it now, like I got to start doing it, because I'm not going to look like
Zach
that.
Bradley taught me how to do it. You know
Yeah.
Zach? Do you know Zach?
What's his last name?
Zach Bradley?
It sounds familiar.
He's 1.5.
He's what?
He's a 1.5?
I think so.
Is he a black dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually looked really good at that Jacksonville tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really
I think he's
talented.
come a long ways.
Yep. Be there.
How long did it take for you to get involved with rugby?
I tried it when I went to the first rehab,
Yeah,
and I just saw it as like the dude sport. I was like, oh.
kind of is.
I
but
mean,
also,
spinal cord injury is a dude injury.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
Exactly.
So
You're more excited for the racer initially, and then
I was.
You
yeah.
realized how uncomfortable it was.
It hurts my
The
neck so
racing
bad.
chair?
The racing chair hurts
Yeah.
my
Oh
neck so
yeah.
bad.
The first time I got into one, I sat up straight too far and turtled up
All the way backwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like having to hold your neck so you're like all the way forward. And
Yeah,
like,
they're
holding
not
your neck.
fun.
Like no, they hurt.
They're made for Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
I would
core.
say I think if you're gonna try, if you want to get into like start doing like 5Ks and 10Ks and halves and I don't know, maybe work your way up to an ultra or whatever. But like I think the way to go would be
Rugby
a
chair
rugby chair.
Either rugby or go get somebody to make something
that dumps me.
more dump. There's something similar to a rugby chair, right?
But
But-
like
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sure there's somebody who's came up. I mean, if you went down to Eagle and said, "Hey, this is what I want to do. Let's design something," I'm sure he'd be like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
how?
I mean, I'm gonna do a 5K in this chair eventually, and I'll let you know how it goes. But I'm not looking forward to it.
I've
'cause-
already done one, man.
I mean, I've pushed 3 miles in this chair
Technically,
before, and it's
I
just like,
guess if you will.
depending on the course, it could be brutal. But with the rugby chair, I mean, you're able to get up hills a lot quicker, little bumps and stuff, and you could even, like, if you're not trying to get into rugby at all, like, you could set up a rugby chair, but for racing, where you would put like 26-inch tires.
Yes.
I would probably go with softer casters for the
Yeah.
bumpy roads. I mean, hell, you might even put like frog legs. Well, you might lose some inertia with that, but
Frog legs.
they got that little rubber bushing, like a suspension fork.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to take the
Oh,
bumps out of it.
I'll
so
show you.
it makes it
My
softer.
chair has them.
Oh.
They're not frog legs, but they're
Same idea.
suspension
Yeah.
type fork.
Yeah, it just takes the bump out, so it makes it a little smoother, like a car.
Yeah, this chair is the one that I use like when I go overseas mostly, but I've been in it for so long that when I get in my other chair, I just feel so uncomfortable.
Mm.
So like I'm so much more comfortable in this chair. I actually just got the regular tires ordered. So
Oh.
yeah, so I don't have to be.
Are you gonna have to change all the brakes and stuff for it?
No, it's gonna these are 24-inch rims, but the tires are so tall that
Right.
for me to match them with like a regular tire,
Huh.
I went with a 26-inch rim.
Smart.
So it's about the same.
Yeah, so the issue with hers, the other issue is if we put on her off-road tires, I have to move the brakes forward to
Yeah.
account for
I
the
use
offset.
D's locks. I don't know if you guys know what those are. But
So
they,
I had what was the ones I had?
You had disc brakes at one point.
Disc brakes.
Oh,
Everybody thought
yeah.
they were D's locks.
D's locks are kind of like that. You had the ADI disc brakes.
Yes.
Those are nice for when you're going downhill.
Yeah, that's.
I
what
actually
everyone said,
wanted
but I
those
couldn't
on this chair, but for whatever reason,
They weren't that great.
Box didn't want to do
They
it.
really weren't.
they
Yeah, and I
also-
hear they're not.
They also like have play in them, so like if you need a solid
Yeah.
chair for transferring, they aren't the way to go because there's always gonna be a
Yeah,
wiggle room.
I
in it.
just need to
Yeah.
remember to bring my push gloves with me if I know I'm going to be going downhill or have a sweater on or something. But like the D's locks are similar, where there's like a ring in the hub and it's got a bunch of little holes in it, and then there's like a plunger
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
mounted onto the frame, and when it's just I got one lever,
You press in it,
and when I press
shoots
it
into
down, it pops the plungers out and it catches into one of the holes.
Right.
There are some drawbacks with it, like my brakes are on right now, so there's still like a little bit of wiggle. And then one of the most annoying things is like, let's say I'm gonna transfer onto like my shower chair. I'll line up and I'll set the brakes, but the plunger isn't in one of the holes.
Right.
So
one
it's
wheel
like
rolls.
you gotta like move it a little bit. And now I learned to just like kind of pop my wheel up and then spin the wheel real quick,
Locking in
and
place
it
in
locks
Oh.
in place. So I'm like still in.
right location.
Yeah, because sometimes like an inch back makes it
Is
that
it
much
that far
tougher of a
apart?
transfer.
You'd think it'd be like, really, really close to each other so that it would.
Yeah,
Like
it's weird.
the
Yeah,
minimal
especially because
tolerance.
they are close, but like
Well,
know,
they're small down.
a centimeter there is
Right.
half an inch up here. especially with the 26-inch wheels or 26-inch overalls. Like, yeah, it gets crazy.
I didn't follow y'all.
What's that?
I did not follow all that. I
Yeah,
was
we're
like,
just
okay.
getting real nerdy with like wheelchair talk.
I know.
It's no, it's
I'm in one.
well, that's also like a really important component of everyday life, because you think about it, like it's your way around, like it's your magic carpet to like get out, because without a wheelchair you would just be stuck in bed.
Right.
Well, like no matter what the device is, it could be powered, it could be powered assist, it could be manual or whatever, but like no, it's all about the setup, like your center of gravity, how much dump you have. I just introduced you to Ergo, which I think it started as like a rugby kind of thing, but then people started doing it for their everyday chairs. And like, I mean, I'm so stable in this chair. Like if I hit like a crack in the sidewalk and my chair suddenly stops and I launch forward, like I'm not going to completely just dump myself out of my chair like I would in my other chair.
So who did your chair? Did you get
this one's
custom-made?
a guy, he used to be based out of California. He moved to Texas, but his name's Mike Box. He does the chairs for, Aaron Fotheringham, the guy that does like the backflips and stuff.
What a
He
badass.
does his chairs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When I lived in Vegas, I got mistaken for him all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you're in a wheelchair?
Well, and we're both, like, he's from Vegas.
Gotcha.
So they'd be like, hey, you're Wheels, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, dude. Quadruple backflip coming out next month.
Oh my God.
Look out for it.
He's such a
So
boss.
is that insurance cover that, or is that just
I did, like, I hit the jackpot with the VA, being service connected.
Yeah.
So this is technically my backup chair.
Oh.
But what I do is, I could pretty much get a chair, like sports chair, kind of on the regular. Hold on, what's that? I gotta sneeze.
Oh, bless you.
But so what I usually do is I just like donate my old equipment, that's still usable.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I might even have an old rugby chair. How wide is your chair?
16 inches, right? 18?
Think you'd be able to squeeze into like a 15 rugby chair?
Why not?
It doesn't have side guards, so
I got
you
hips.
can muffin top over the. You should see some old pictures of me. I was a fat ass.
Really?
Yeah. How tall are you?
5'7",
This is so rude, but like, how much do you weigh?
113.
Oh, you're like light as a feather.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 5'10", and I'm probably floating. Let's be optimistic. I'm probably at like one. No, let's be realistic. I'm probably at 150 with all the food and stuff I've been eating on the road. But
all that barbecue?
yeah, no, I kind of hover between like 145 and 150. But I used to be like 175. I had like fat cheeks, triple chin.
Oh.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
No.
Yeah. I didn't quite have like bitch tits, but I had like a huge gut, and like my thighs were.
Hey.
I had some hams.
You never know who might have enjoyed those bitch tits, okay? Look,
Oh, I would have
dude.
been so embarrassed because you
No.
can't work it off. I don't have the chest muscle, so it's like I can't like work it off. Like I'm just stuck with bitch tits for the rest of my life.
Man.
You did it.
We did it.
You didn't work it off, I guess.
No, it took me like just to change my diet.
That's the most important thing.
Exercise, of course.
Yeah.
But like you can't out exercise a bad diet.
Nope.
So like what I ended up doing was I hired a nutritionist from a MMA gym, like a mixed martial arts gym,
Oh.
because they specialize in weight cutting.
Oh.
Yeah, and he kind of got me thinking about.
So what did you cut out?
It wasn't really cut out, but it was more of like an understanding of like when do you need carbs and when do you need proteins and when not to eat certain foods. Like you're not supposed to eat carbs late at night because your body is just going to process
Why
it
isn't
into
it the
sugar.
best time to eat them?
What's that?
It's just that's the time that I crave carbs the most. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, a nice piece of white bread with some slathered butter,
Yeah,
please.
or like a pizza. Like pizza's the worst thing
Yes.
for you because it's like dairy
I love
and
pizza.
carbs, but like a late night pizza is just awesome.
I mean, no matter, carbs always turn to sugar. It's just, do you have something to burn them into or not? Right?
Yeah,
Or you
and
just sleep on
but
'em.
so at night, like, because your body's so inactive that it turns it into
Oh.
fat storage.
Huh.
Yeah, from my understanding, which I'm just full disclaimer, I'm
Yeah.
not qualified. In
I think it's all
anything.
debated. I think it's a pretty
Yeah, and
pretty
like,
hot
we
topic.
might not even just like how much do we really think we know? Because when we finally think we got it, you look at how we approached like nutrition 40, 50 years ago with the
Right.
stupid food pyramid, and then even before that, it was the circle.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
always
the
changing.
quadrant. Yeah, it's just like
When everything's bad for you, then good for you. It's like, dairy's bad for you. Dairy's great for you.
yeah. and now
Protein's the
bacon's-
worst.
Now bacon's good for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't have fat. Have fat. Don't.
Right.
Gluten is the enemy.
So, Laura, describe kind of like a typical day to day for you. Like,
Lately, it's been slow. And then we went to Baton Rouge, so it was different. It's different every day for the most part.
yeah.
But typically, it's like we get up around 8, do morning stuff. Get up around 8. My best days are like days when I get up at 8, I eat breakfast, I either like meditate, journal, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll paint, and I paint for like hours.
Okay.
And there's
Hopefully, I can like close in on painting and like really zone in.
You
Those are
got
my
a
favorite
studio
days.
here set up?
No,
or-
it's just like all in the
Trayer.
kitchen, like
Okay.
literally at this
Oh,
table.
no.
That's why
Okay,
there's
now
paints
that
all
makes
over.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, I actually would have expected a lot more from a quad. For me, it would, yeah. be a
I
little
don't know.
chemistry.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I guess I am pretty. No, I'm not.
What
You
what
just
sorts of
physically-
things do you like to paint?
Okay, so for a while I did dog portraits.
Yeah.
And I still sort of am, but I'm getting bored of it. So I'm like, or I guess I don't know. I just like whatever I want to paint. Lately, it's been like people, like painting people.
Okay.
And then
These like people you know, or just people you want to meet?
I painted my uncle. I painted Diana Ross.
Diana Ross,
Um,
really?
About to work on a Louis Armstrong one.
You started at Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my first.
Are you able to
paintings
do
on-
all this from memory, or?
No. No, I look at a picture.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not like from memory at all. But like word art is a big thing.
Yeah.
Some of it's
always an
cheesy.
Did you always do this, like, even before
That's
your injury?
fun. Never is like, hey, would you like to buy this painting? Which has been wild that people want to buy my art. I'm like, what? Okay, well, if I can make money from doing what I love, then
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but
Um,
you
I
don't really do that though either. Is the funny part.
What?
You don't really ever try to do that either. You're like, you can just have it.
I know. I always end up like giving it to people for free because I'm like, I don't want to make people pay for this. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, at least it costs you some materials.
Yeah. I don't
But-
know.
I mean, you make enough to just buy some more paint and just keep doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you want to just keep it real simple,
Yeah.
But
I have
like,
some that I think I'm gonna like turn into prints, and as I go, and I guess like get more experienced, I definitely will like start doing prints.
oh, you guys should totally just like set up at like the farmer's market or something. Like, you could
I
totally
would
sell
love that, and I would
Yeah.
love meeting the people that like come and, like.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm not good enough for that, so I'm like
See-
constantly telling myself like, nah, you'll never be.
Yeah,
that.
but
It's
if you
like,
put it out there and people like it, I mean, art is so subjective.
it is.
Like,
So we went to this like art thing one time here, and after we rolled around, it was literally like, Laura, you could do this easily. I think you
Yeah.
even said it as
That
well.
art thing.
That Four Bridges art at the Chattanooga Pavilion. Do you not remember that day? We
you
went-
guys ever heard of the conspiracy theory about concept art and how it's just a giant money laundering scheme for
I haven't,
people
but-
to
Talking about like
reach?
the
would
lines in the middle
totally
of the
make
canvases and
sense.
shit.
Yeah, that's it. Because like you look at some of this weird art and you're like, how is that worth that much money?
Literally, like,
But you're able to just price fix and say,
So-
all right, I need to launder $4 million. I'm going to buy a piece of art.
Right, a stupid piece of art. Have you ever been to a modern art museum?
oh my
I
god.
don't think I have.
I'm not going to
Ooh.
recommend it unless you just
No,
want to
I
have
think you would love that shit.
just an experience.
Maybe, but I would really have to like maybe have somebody walk me through it because
What are you trying?
Trying to tip back.
I'm
got that really
mostly
fun.
into like
Yeah,
history museums or I don't know, cool like artifacts and stuff. But the journalism museum in DC was really cool. It's called the Newseum. It's about like just news and media and like journalists, and they had a big like wall tribute for like combat journalists that got killed while reporting the news, which you think about like how important the media and free journalism is to keeping a democracy in check. You know? And it's weird because like the times we're in, it's all gotcha journalism, and like TMZ's in trouble because they broke the news about Kobe Bryant because, before they were able to notify the family, which is like,
screwed up.
How important is that click and that view and that, we were first.
Pretty damn important.
Over someone that just became a widow and lost a daughter. Like,
it's stupid, but to them, it's like the most important thing in the world. And
it's all that matters.
The problem is even though they're in trouble, it's like a bonus. Like, now we're getting more publicity for the thing that we did, quote unquote, wrong.
Yeah. Well, the craziest part is like in a week, we're all just going to forget about it. And we're going to move on to the next. Yeah.
That's the problem with having the internet, right? In the old, prior to internet, you had to go get a magazine to get a newspaper, right? Or multiple newspapers to get your source of news, as opposed to like, let me pull open the world and see what's happening.
Yeah, everything's right here.
Want to know what's happening in Zimbabwe today? Sure, let's go find out. Why? Just because.
Right.
No, we don't need to know that.
Strider.
Hi, what's up, boy?
Oh,
this will be the third dog we've had on the show, maybe.
Oh, you're the
we've been getting
third
interrupted with
dog.
little four-legged friends for a while.
Wait, turn this off.
Give me Strider.
He hates the heater.
So you guys kind of have this really cool goal in mind. Like you guys are gonna get a van here pretty soon, right? Is that what it's looking like? Or?
That's the goal. Hopefully, really soon. We've been looking for a while now, and the goal is to get it, outfit it into a camper van, and then make it so that Laura can drive.
Yeah.
So that I can work while she chauffeurs me around.
Right.
As we go.
You get to be the Uber.
You'll have a job. I'll pay you with dinner.
Thank you, sir.
That's one of the things that I've been looking into doing is just trying to find a camper van, because I do enjoy just being on the road, and having that truck that I do, like it gives me a whole other world of freedom. And like I was telling you earlier, I got that front bench seat, so on the long days when I just need to get off my butt, I can stretch out and get on my stomach across the bench.
Like if you're in the car?
Yeah, if I'm in it, like I have to open the driver door. I kick my feet out, but I can actually, there's enough room where I can get on my stomach.
Yeah.
And completely off my butt. And I'll do that for like 30 minutes and just take a nap or catch up on some like emails or whatever shit post on Instagram.
That would be nice because then you could just hop on the back, get in the bed.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm thinking.
The goal is to find something that allows us the freedom that we have in the 4Runner, at least close to it, along with those amenities, if you will.
Yeah. Well, because you guys have traveled in that 4Runner before, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It was so much fun.
It was really fun.
Describe that trip.
It was like, dude, a lot of people wouldn't do it. I know.
I don't know if I would.
You've seen the
shower.
video, right?
No, I
You've
haven't.
seen her YouTube.
Yeah, it's really only on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's like one of the, like, we went in this like weird gate, but like I'm saying, like a lot of people wouldn't do it because like I did all the like, we did all in the Jeep. So like,
the Jeep
or 4Runner.
4Runner.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. No, like we did it all though in there, and there was like, I mean, my ass was out the window in the middle of nowhere, but I guess that's just like the way you do it. Like, could you poop in the ground? Well, you poop in the car. I don't know.
I pooped in the ground.
You did all the time. I remember I was like, Jacob, when are you going? And he was like,
well, I figured
when I have my coffee.
if I get the van, and like tin out the windows and get some curtains that I can just kind of draw. Like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think I could just go in a bucket.
If you get a cargo van, you wouldn't have windows, but even if you get fan like that, they make ceramic plates things that like will match the paint that you can put on the outside that pretty much cover it up.
Yeah, I
Dude.
feel like I would just go in a bucket, lay a trash bag out, and just go in a home.
Listen to this idea, because you might not have to use a bucket or a trash can. If you can do it yourself, I know a dude that, like, he was like, hey, this is the way I do it. Let people know, like, you know, this works. You get a camper chair, like one of those, like, cloth camper chairs.
Yeah.
And you cut a hole in it, and then you dig a hole in the ground, and you just put the camper chair over the hole.
The problem with those is the transfers in and out of them are a little tricky. But you can do the same thing with like my shower chair. Like later tonight, I'll need some help grabbing some more stuff out of the truck. But you guys can see my shower chair that I use, and it's probably one of my key components. Like
to independence.
Like my gateway to independence was discovering this chair that I can assemble, and it packs light.
I think it's the one Ryan Gibson has.
Probably.
What's that?
Our friend Ryan Gibson. He's on Shepherd Smash.
Not sure I know who that is. I only know a handful of guys. Like, I don't know. I wish I would make a better effort of like getting to know more people.
I wouldn't know Kara unless she was like, "Yo, I'm supposed to meet you." Like, "Hey, what's up? I'm Kara." I'm like, "Whoa, okay."
She's a wild one.
I know she is.
Yeah.
She's really cool.
Are you so rugby's not for you?
It's for me. It's just the past fall was like real rough. Yeah. I had the surgery, and we lost our dog, and so I was pretty down. I've been down. I started counseling therapy the other day to work on that, but I didn't go last fall because I was recovering and stuff, and then I just never went afterwards because I was like, well, I just started like, I guess in my head I was like, I want to push 3 miles. I don't want to go to rugby. So we went out to like parks that we go to, and I ended up pushing like 2 miles, and I was like, my goal was to get to 3, and then I ended up getting to 5. So.
And you're every day?
Yeah.
Well, weekdays. We go on the weekends.
Around Chattanooga, so a little bit
not
hilly?
every day. No, in my everyday chair though. Yeah.
Yeah, in Chattanooga, there's like a little levee thing that's a few miles down the road.
That's a pretty good push. 5 miles in a everyday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an accomplishment.
I was really fucking proud of myself. Like,
there's a lot of rugby guys.
I fought for that 5 miles.
I would say there's a lot of rugby guys that wouldn't want to do that.
I like it.
Because like rugby, you just get such an advantage with your push efficiency where like in an everyday, like I hate pushing. Like, when I'm in this one, it's not that bad, but like pushing around in my other chair around the community can be a pain in the ass, especially when hills are involved.
Yep. I can't really.
I would say in my other chair, 50% of the time, I'm just like, excuse me, can you help me get up this block because it's hilly?
Yep.
Like downtown Portland's just all sorts of hills.
So Chattanooga is too.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's not very ADA accessible either.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Pretty old town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really old town.
Do you guys see yourself staying here for a while, or?
We've kind of like played with the idea of moving out west.
I mean, we know we're getting a van. The plan is to keep this as home base to start.
Yeah.
And then travel. And I mean, who knows from there? Do you need more ice?
No, I'll be all right.
All right.
Is
Here, just pass that over here.
Sip it hot.
Is there any? It's pretty much gone.
Well, that's why I'm saying just pass it over
Hey,
here.
you better kill that, Jacob.
That's what I'm about to do.
Okay.
That's why I asked for
I thought
it.
you were gonna kill it
Would
out the
you
bottle though. That's what I
like
want.
some more? I thought you were done.
No, you're good.
Um.
There's plenty of other whiskeys behind
Yeah.
you.
What
Here,
are
let's
some
try.
of like your bucket list item for as far as travel?
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis. Blue
Yeah.
whales off
What's
Mexico.
A whale.
Blue whales off Mexico.
Oh,
whales
yeah.
in general, but you can see blue whales off of Mexico. That's the big one. I mean,
Mine is like I if I see a whale come out of the water,
Yeah.
that like is my okay. I'll kill over dead and be cool.
Whales are incredible. I
I
remember
just
seeing like orcas.
yeah, in the West Coast, they have
Yeah,
them up there.
because you could take a ferry from
We had-
Washington to Vancouver Island,
right.
and there was one time we got orcas. I was just down in the Everglades, and we had dolphins, out there.
they're all
That
over
was
the
really
place.
cool too.
Dude.
They do some
I had no idea. I
craziest-
thought dolphins were like further out in the sea for some
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, they were just
Dude, they go all up in there. They do crazy
Yeah.
ass shit. They'll go in pods and they'll spin circles, and the circle constricts the fish.
Yeah.
And then they all jump out whenever they don't know where to go, and the
Oh,
dolphins on
wow.
the edge and just catch them all.
yeah. So
Smart
now
ass
like
animals.
the name Miami Dolphins just makes way more sense.
Literally mass murder,
It is literally
if
mass
you
murder.
will.
And then you have there's that pod of orcas in the Northwest that only eat salmon or whatever. Like, they
Yeah.
won't eat anything
Oh,
else.
that's a me.
yeah.
That's what I would be if I was a whale, because I only
Well,
like salmon.
They don't have any more salmon, though, is the problem. So they're like literally dying.
Yeah,
because
they're
they-
only
Never
they're
mind.
in like the Puget
changed
Sound, so
my
they're not even
idea.
in the open water.
I'll be.
And they're like trying to introduce him to
Right.
other food, and
But
they're
it's
like,
not working.
"Bitch, I want my salmon."
That's me. I'm like,
It
"Ooh,
is
that's
you."
fishy. I need some salmon.
I love salmon.
Salmon's
but I also
so
like
good.
other fish. I imagine if I was an orca, I'd probably be a seal guy. Nice fatty.
Oh
piece of
my
seal.
god, no! Have you seen the life one where the baby
where they
seal?
go eat the baby
It's
seal?
like-
Oh, and it's
so
on
Dude,
the
no.
it's on the iceberg, and they're like
you would be
Yeah.
that.
they're training
be
it
that
to like
guy.
flip, and
Yeah.
it's the circle.
No,
of
orcas
life.
orcas are assholes. They're just like the biggest assholes in
Well,
the ocean.
I mean, yes and no. They're just
Oh, they're just
surviving.
animals. But yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're just I mean, they're nicknamed sea wolves for a reason.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
vicious.
what do
Let's
you
just put it
think
that
wolves
way.
are doing?
We think of them as like these sweet free willies, but really they're, big
Well,
ass carnivores
yeah,
that.
they had good
They
PR.
look cute.
They did.
Yeah.
They
That's
did
why
a free.
people like 'em.
They
They're
did
like,
a
"Oh,
Free
no."
Willy movie. They got Michael Jackson to do the soundtrack, and it was like the best PR stunt for orcas. But then they also, have been like dealing with like captivity and
Dude, it's
SeaWorld,
awful.
that whole
But they-
blackfish thing. But
You heard? Oh yeah, Blackfish was really hard to watch.
I
That
don't
was-
think I actually have watched it all the way through, but
So
I kind of
sad.
get the concept.
Yeah.
I watched The Cove. I get it.
Yeah.
Like
Putting any
Yeah,
animal
so-
in a small enclosure for their entire life when they're used to roaming hundreds of miles a day is a bad idea.
yeah. I mean, humans just suck in general.
I mean, if
so.
you put a human in a cage for
do.
their life, they go crazy. Too.
Oh, dude, they used to do that with.
They still
They're doing it. They're doing it with Mexico.
we still do that.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, they're putting kids in cages basically.
Where? Oh no, I'm
the
talking
border.
about actually
Oh.
like in a zoo for display. We
No.
used to do that.
What?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
That was a real
the
thing.
Brooklyn Zoo had a like pygmy for the longest time. This was like in the 20s.
Right.
We had like a
What's a pygmy?
pygmy, which is like
It's a pygmy.
just a smaller human
Yeah.
In a cage?
Yeah, like
at
in
the
a
zoo, at the Brooklyn Zoo.
Yeah, like it
What
was
the
on
fuck?
exhibit. After, this is civilized America, if you will.
America's.
yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, like, right, this is the free world, like the, post a lot of stuff. So it's kind of like the irony there is like, oh,
We're in the it's the modern world.
yeah, the modern world as
Yeah.
opposed to, it wasn't like back in the 1600s. It's like, no, this is recent within the past 100 years.
Yeah, it was post-industrial revolution, whatever you want to consider like modern. But
Yeah, modern's a weird word.
Yeah. You guys, have you guys been overseas much?
Not since the accident.
Yeah.
Not since.
Yeah.
Is there a place over there that like
I want to go everywhere. I mean, like,
I'm the same way?
if
New
we could,
Zealand, please.
yeah, New
That's my,
Zealand,
like-
Australia.
Yeah, I haven't been in New Zealand, but I've been to Australia a bunch of times.
Is it cool?
Well, just once after my injury, but yeah, it's cool.
I joke we're gonna take the van from all over the Americas, and then we're gonna
Mhm.
go back to Alaska and just cross over into head over to Japan, Asia, and just keep going
Yeah.
that way.
Did
Could you
you?
do that?
I mean,
So you
It
have
has
Netflix.
roads?
Netflix. You know Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
He has a I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but he had a show called The Long Way Around, and he rode from like Scotland to New York, but through
all
like-
the way through.
yeah, he actually ended up going through like Italy and Russia and Mongolia and
It'd be
Siberia.
be awesome,
Yeah, and then they shipped their vehicle across the Bering Strait and
right? And then you
went
just
down from Alaska.
cross over and
Yeah.
keep going.
And then he did one called The Long Way Down, where he went from the northern tip of Scotland to Cape Town, Africa.
which
Is
is,
that the right town? Whatever, South Africa.
I believe so. Yeah,
But yeah, I think it is Cape Town.
yeah. Cape Horn, is that the tip of Africa?
Cape
don't know.
Disappointment?
Whatever.
One of those.
tip of the world, something like that.
Yeah. We're going to see everything, though.
Oh,
I didn't know that that's even an option.
I mean, it's an option. I don't.
to ship it.
Yeah, and viability as far as like work and everything else, I don't know how much of an option it is, but we could figure something out.
Yeah, I knew. Oh, do you guys follow Kirk Williams like on Instagram?
No.
He's down in South America right now with a transit that he built. I think he's a 1 or a 1.5 from Denver, but he had a custom built Ford Transit and got it shipped down to Chile. He's just been all over South America with his brother, and his brother's riding around on a motorcycle. So Kirk's in his van, and then his brother's in his motorcycle.
I prefer the van.
I think I know.
Yeah, but if I was an AB, I would do the motorcycle.
I'd want to have a motorcycle on the back of the van for just goofing off, but I wouldn't want to ride a motorcycle that far.
Yeah. Did I mention that that's what Ewan McGregor went around in? It was him and his buddy in a motorcycle. I think I left that part out.
What? That sounds awful. I would not do that.
But
That's
I mean,
cold.
if you're like
That's asking to be cold.
if you're, well,
I don't want to be cold.
No, I mean, it's cool. It's like,
It's a different way to do it.
yes.
Yeah,
It's kind of the people who do like they go across the entire U.S. on a bike.
Or walking, like Garfunkel.
Guys, Forrest Gump. Come
right?
on.
Didn't like Simon Garfunkel or Art Garfunkel, like, didn't he like walk across the U.S. a bunch of times?
I have no clue.
That'd be really cool to say that you did, though. I would do that.
It's almost like a rite of passage, I feel like, because I know a couple guys that have done it, and I kind of want to do it on a hand cycle.
You should do it.
I'm going to, but I'm gonna put a little twist on it, make it a little special. I want to do it completely off road.
No,
So
That'd be
I would
impressive.
do that.
But
there's like fire trails. There's a whole network called the Trans-America Trail, and
how are
it's
you going
like
to get a pills? Are you going to go with someone?
so the Trans-America, it follows Continental Divide and stuff, so it goes like across the middle of the U.S.
Yeah. It's designed for like MX bikes and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a heavy up and down.
But you could do it, and I would. My support vehicle would just be a van, maybe pulling like a teardrop trailer that support can live in.
Right.
Huh.
And then, I don't know, do 60, 70 miles a day or whatever. I haven't really thought this out yet, but it's kind of like in the back of my head.
You're on a hand cycle, though, not pushing in that.
Yeah, hand cycle. Yeah, I would not. No, fuck that. No. If I was going to do it in this, it would have to be on the interstate.
Yeah.
And
Even that would be a pain in the ass.
yeah, like going
Can you imagine
across.
how
Well, going across the Rockies would suck.
Yes. It's going to suck anyways in the...
In a hand cycle, it's
Just
going to
like-
suck, but not as bad.
pushing on the interstate, you would feel like, oh, I feel like I've gone so far.
Yeah, you'd probably get pushed if it was like heavy traffic, but spaced out enough.
Their wind?
It would
That'd be
pushing
nice.
you along.
That would be a good idea.
Put a parachute in front of you.
Oh
and
my
just-
God,
That could work.
Jacob.
Are you are you interested in trying any other wheelchair sports?
No, just pushing myself. Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's like swimming.
Oh, I'm so scared of swimming. I don't know, man. I went to this like camp, fresh out of the hospital. I went to this camp. Wow, literally fresh out of the hospital.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this girl didn't realize that I was trying to like ask her to help me flip over, and I didn't know how to flip over yet.
Oh,
So I was like
wow.
freaking out. It was like one of those moments you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die in this pool. Like
Oh.
it's pretty stupid.
I've always been really
ever since I'm
comfortable in
like,
the water,
no.
so I don't have those freak out moments. But
I love the water, but
It's like cyst injury and that experience. It's a no-go.
I think like I've seen some guys swimming at Lakeshore where they have like a vest on and a snorkel, where they could just be face down in the water completely fine.
I think I do that.
And actually just swimming. But that's why I kind of gravitated towards scuba diving. Like, I'll just wear my air and not worry about it. As long as I look at my PSI every now and then, make sure it's not too low.
That's actually a good idea to like do laps in the pool. Dude, I wouldn't be able to spin myself around. Like grab the wall and then flip and then.
You'd be able to figure it out.
You'd learn.
Yeah.
You were kind of doing it when you did that little mini triathlon thing.
Yeah. I could turn around. I mean, it's not really that terrible.
Yeah. I guess I would get it. I'm not really interested in it though. I mean, not right now. Maybe later on. All I want to do, I want to see the world.
I didn't learn how to swim till, okay, I do some math, maybe 7 or 8 years in. But there's just so many like other things. Like I'm still getting exposed to different things. But like surfing was one that
Yeah.
I thought was gonna be lame as shit, but ended up being kind of cool.
Yeah. Where did you do it?
New Jersey.
Oh,
Yeah.
way up there. That's cold.
You would think, right? But it's actually not. Like,
What?
it's for whatever reason, they get like a good I don't. Yeah, I'm not an oceanographer.
Glitches.
Some
But
kind of current.
Yeah, they get this current where the water can be really warm
The EAC.
because the Pacific Ocean is cold, and that's what I grew up like surfing and boogie boarding in. And it's always cold there.
Yeah, I know.
Except for like in the winter, it's not as bad. But then it's 40 degrees outside, so yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. No.
Have you done like anything like skydiving or?
Yep. Skydive.
How was that experience?
Amazing. It was like one of those moments where I was like, "Oh my God, this is what I lived for. This was my moment."
Yeah.
And then it ended, and I was like, "Well, fuck, it's over."
That's the worst part of skydiving. It's like over within a minute.
Yeah.
I want to do it again. But
Are
it
you
costs
kind of an
$500.
extreme sports enthusiast or?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I think I'm a little bitch.
But you went skydiving. Like a lot of people aren't gonna want to do that. Would you go bungee jumping?
Yeah.
Would you go?
We've done whitewater rafting.
Oh, I want to do that again.
Would you go shark diving?
Yeah.
So you are an adrenaline junkie.
Okay. Well, then, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Somewhat. Just depends on what the adrenaline is.
You know, if
Yeah.
it's like, I'm like a little bitch when it comes to falling out of my chair. I don't want to fall out of my chair.
Going
the
down really big hills.
Worst that's gonna happen is you hit your head and you die. But
Dude, the few times that I've been like, I'm going to be independent and push myself, and I'm going to do everything myself. Watch this shit. Like, we were going to a Lizzo concert, and I was like, guys, don't even touch my chair. I'm going to get there myself. So I start pushing through this parking garage, and I was like, yeah, oh, there's this little ramp thing or whatever. So I'm like, I got this ramp. Don't even worry. They're way back there. Start to go up the ramp, and I fell straight back on my head. So, like,
oh yeah,
and I still have, like it will throb every now and
you
then.
got to
Like,
be
oh my
careful
God,
with those,
dude.
but you'll learn how to catch yourself and fall
No.
or tuck your chin and fall the right way.
Fall the right way.
Or
I don't know how I gotta fall indifferent.
Also get you a better chair.
What do you mean?
I think your chair could be a lot better.
this
Well, I got, like,
this is your
3
first
more
chair,
years.
right?
Second chair.
Second
Second
chair because
chair?
they measured me wrong in the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that if we went someone less insurancy, which would be more money, but I think we could get
Yeah.
something better that would fit you better.
Where are we gonna get money to get a
If you
chair?
want, if you're up for it, I know it's already getting kind of late, so we can wrap this thing up soon. But if you want, after this, I could transfer out and you could try this chair just to see kind of the difference.
Where'd you get it done?
What's that?
Where'd you get it done?
The guy who does
The chair?
Aaron
Mike
Wills.
Box. He's based out of like, I think the Houston area or the Austin area. He's in Texas somewhere.
You
Yeah, I
don't want
mean,
to see my transfer.
that could be something, we
do when we're out there.
fundraiser, or you could just start selling art and building up towards or something.
Yeah, there you go. Because like I feel like 5Ks in this would be more plausible. I might even be able to do.
Why?
Just the seating position, and you're getting a lot more push efficiency,
So her
and then you're rolling over a lot more obstacles, so you're not.
not losing.
Yeah.
The friction's less.
Well, because
It
the
absorbs it.
the tire width is bigger, so you're able to just roll more. I don't know. It seems like.
That makes sense. It's the difference between having a mountain bike and a road bike, right?
Mm-hmm. Sorta, yeah.
I don't know.
I just think too. So like, they say her torso is super long, and so, hey Siri, you don't need to be involved in this
She's
conversation.
listening.
Bye. Bless you.
And the spasm.
It's just a sneeze. But so like her hands don't really come far down on the wheels, and so like she has trouble like really getting a solid push.
Yeah.
Like literally, she only has contact from like 11
Like
to 2, right? So it's like
okay.
like little tiny pushes is all she can really get.
Yeah.
Right, which is shitty if you really want to push.
And that's what I like about the ergo is it actually allows you to get your butt closer to the camber tube, so everything's lower, but
Right.
then you have that dump. The only thing is like transferring out. It's a little bit trickier, but you get used to it pretty quick once you get your transfers down too. So, no, let's go ahead and just wrap this thing up. But maybe let's drop one piece of advice for the listeners. Like, what kind of advice would you have for any of the other like couples out there that are in a similar situation?
Don't compare yourself.
Yeah. Oh.
That would be my biggest
What do you mean
advice.
by that, though?
I would mean like, oh, well, they made this and that work, so why can't we make this and that work? And I think,
Yeah.
Everybody makes, like, you have to feel it out for, like, what's best for you. And I think that a lot of people are like, oh, well, Jacob and I, we make being together 24/7 work out. Like, we're together all day long. And I think some people couldn't make that work.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason why I should tell someone, like, hey, you could do this and this and this and this when they've got their own life, their own demons, their own, I think we compare too much and we, like, kind of like how you're saying, like, I don't like to compare, like, C6, C5, like, because you go on C6, C5 and then we're all doing different shit. Like, one's walking and one has hands that work. And I think that our day and age, we just compare too much. And I think...
Yeah, experiences may vary.
Yeah. I think take it easy. Like, be slow with yourself. Be gentle in, like, the times that you really feel like, holy fuck, what is my life?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if you love each other and, like, you'll find a way to make it work.
Right on. That's very powerful words. You got anything, Jacob?
I mean, I was basically going to say the same thing. I think communication. You stole it from me, out of my brain. Communication's key. It would be the big thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think most of the things that you encounter can be resolved by just communicating, talking about it, and figuring out how to move forward, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I learned early on that, like, nobody's a mind reader.
No.
So, like, if you're expecting something, like, you need to vocalize it and
it.
just don't assume.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Assumptions will mess up anything. So, like, communicating and then being okay with things not going the way you initially wanted to.
Mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, like making mistakes or, having disputes and thinking that, I'm right, you're wrong. And as a caregiver, I would say learning to put your ego in check, right? Because, like, me being the one caring for Laura, right, obviously I think I know what I need to do, but if Laura wants something else, even if I think it's wrong, I need to do what Laura wants because in that moment, like, I am her caregiver. Like, I need to provide what she needs as opposed to what I think she needs.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's a tricky one.
I'll come and say, really? In that, you can't be a dick and expect to get, like, help from your caregiver. Like, if you're being a dick to your caregiver, like, that, it's like biting the hand that feeds you. Like,
and I think that's, so, like, all the way, it's full
sure
circle, the Dr. Phil thing.
Respectful.
Or, like, if you have a couple in a caregiver type relationship, right? And the person receiving the care is just constantly complaining, constantly being ruthlessly mean to the caregiver, obviously it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But if, like, you care for each other and you communicate and you talk through the things and you talk through, then, there's no reason it can't work if you have the time, the freedom, the flexibility to do it. And honestly, it's rewarding in a really weird way because it helps your marriage, right? Like,
That's very noble of you to say.
I mean, it has ours.
I think it's a unique set of, like, challenges.
Yes.
And if you're, I guess maybe one of the reasons why I am okay with my situation now in a chair is, like, I've always been in like, puzzle solving, and it's kind of cool. Like, every day I have to figure out a puzzle. Like, I mean, the example I'll give is, like, you know, we were parking here, and it was like, all right, I need to be able to park where I can get out, but I can still get up the ramp. And
Not full.
I might need access, you know, to my driver's side, my passenger side, and
Right.
it's
Also,
just-
not to roll down the hill that is in front of our house.
Yeah, because I mean,
That'd be
I would be able to
bad.
roll down it, but pushing back up would not be fun.
Nah, Jacob's got you there. He would get you back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. We can end it on that. I just wanted to thank you guys again for, you know, doing the podcast with me and then letting me crash it at your house. I think we're gonna be able to make this work with the couch and the
Think
bathroom. So
Yeah,
Um,
figured out.
It was
right
like
on.
chilling.
Well, thanks again, and hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Mic drop.